What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, we're alive. So I'll start it there. It's a great day to be alive, man. Shout out to Dick LeBoy. That's one of the things that he would always say, man. So shout out to the land of the living, man. And
what's he up to? Need him back.
Last time I talked to Dick LeBeau, he was doing the night before Christmas. It was via Zoom call. It was probably about 2 weeks ago, whenever Christmas Eve was. Yeah. Shout out to Dick LeBeau. But still very sharp mentally, though. Still, yeah, man. He's a proven product. We know what he is.
Yeah, bring him back and give him control of the defense.
Hey now. About to say, I mean, that is the legendary Hall of Fame coach, Dick LeBeau. So, can never go wrong with the Hall of Famer. Can never do that, man. But shoot, man, how was your weekend, though, bro?
Pretty rough.
Yeah. Actually, not all the weekend. I saw Pitt women's hoops was on ESPN. Y'all had like the largest comeback. It's like y'all was down like 30-something. Came back and won by like double digits like that. Yeah.
I mean,
it's good for the overall morale of the university. It's for the city. We need something positive, Dick. That felt positive-ish.
Yeah, that pales in comparison to what happened with the Pittsburgh Steelers, the city's most, I guess, most popular franchise. I
was about to say, are they still the most beloved? Franchise? Are they beloved the most right now? I don't know if they're the most beloved right now. I don't know.
They probably still are because the Penguins suck and the Pirates are god awful.
Pirates are definitely still the Pirates,
and half the city hates on Pitt anyway.
This is also true. Yeah. I was about to say, yeah, because even college football playoff wise, it's like Penn State lost, but Notre Dame won, so kind of like in that same with that. And then Ohio State.
Yeah, I think the franchise is still beloved. I think people's anger is pointed towards individuals, one or two people.
Yeah, specific individuals. Okay. All right. I like it then. I like it. Whew. Oh, shout out to Tom J. He did bring this up. This came to my attention earlier today, man. Speaking of hockey, did you hear about the kid that got the puck stolen from him? By the old dude? Yeah, no. Apparently.
Penguins game.
Yeah, apparently somebody, I don't know which player it was, they had put a puck up in the stands, I guess, for like a kid. And so, like, granddad got the joint, took that joint, walked off with it. Everybody's booed him. He's like, yo, it's mine.
What happened?
He walked out there with it. It was some people that were upset, but nobody touched him. You know how that go. Yeah. How'd you feel about it, though, man? I didn't know if you saw it.
About it for the first time.
That's
how
I felt this morning. That was like, yo. It was like, you notice? I was like, oh.
No further investigations?
I was like, I mean, I'm not tripping on it. Is it nice? No, but I ain't tripping per se, you know. But yeah.
Are like people trying to get the puck back or something? Or are they trying to spend that extra time?
Apparently that's what took place. Apparently, like, a lot of people were upset about the old guy not giving the puck to the little kid who I guess the puck was for. I didn't see the vid, but people's going.
Who sent the puck up? They
said somebody from down there put it up in the stands, but it was supposed to be for the kid. That's what people are saying.
This is a real easy fix. Just get another puck and give it to the kid.
I think that'd be
at
it
some point, right? It's not hard. Maybe even autograph it too. Get Crosby and Malkin to autograph it.
True.
Make it a better puck.
But they made it a big ordeal about the old guy not giving the kid the puck.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, that's lost time at this point.
It said the mom was yelling, the crowd was booing.
Let's try to make it better. Let's try to make it better for the kid that got his puck stolen.
Okay.
Let's figure out a solution as opposed to just focusing on the dude stealing the puck.
Yeah. I'm with you, babe.
Get a new puck.
Because I was like, man, I don't think it's the end of the world for the granddad to keep the puck. Like, yo.
Malkin, Crosby, Letang could sign it. No one else.
You know, it's a legit
Jari would
puck.
kill the value.
Oh, don't do him like that now.
Anyone else on the team would probably kill the value too.
Don't do him like that. Shoot. But it is a cool little thing, though. But yeah, I was like, man, they got on the old man. All right. Shout out to the old guy, man. Just sometimes be Scrooge. Sometimes you need to have that grumpy energy, man. We always got to be nice. So yeah, why be nice to the kid? Bump that. Choice. Take your puck with you,
I saw those Yankee fans, kind of along the same lines as this. Those Yankee fans that interfered with Mookie Betts during the World Series on that fly ball to the outfield. Yeah. They're banned for life from all MLB games.
Right. I'm like, I don't agree with that all the way.
That might be excessive.
I don't agree with that all the way, man. I think that's a little bit much,
I
man.
mean, what they did was it did cross the line.
Yeah.
They literally like stole Mookie Betts' glove and like took the ball out and like
that was worse than my man in Chicago that reached over and just accidentally caught it. This man really like mugged him. He was like, that's my ball.
That's too far. That's bad interference, obviously. But to ban them for life from all games, I don't know about that. Maybe like a year or two.
But I get it though, man. If you want to send the message and it's like morality, I get it. I don't always agree with it, but I get it. But yeah, man, I was like, man, it was really, they said they had booed my man up out the stairs. I'm like, yo, did he leave with the puck though? Did he still have the puck when he left? All right. Mission accomplished then. Because my man go sleep good at night when he got the puck. But yeah, man. Okay. Well, I guess we'll get into it, man, because obviously we got plenty to discuss. And you ain't got nothing, do you? But say, I don't think we got anything crazy going on, right? Nothing on the front end. Yeah. So I like it, man.
No.
All right. Well, before we get too far into this thing, man, today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, the top-rated sportsbooking app in all of North America. Safe, secure, and more importantly, they are reliable. So for all of my people, though, that want to get involved, because like I said, we don't just talk about them when we talk about them. We give you a reason to talk about them. We know it's the wild card. Well, wild card just finished up. Not the outcome that some of us wanted, but I'm sure there's some people that still got a little action going on. And if you are in that case, then yeah, man, DraftKings is the place that you want to be for, especially the new people out there, right? When you download the app, you use that first, or you make your first deposit of $5, man. Use the promo code Moats. You will receive $200 in bonus bets. It's a cool concept, man. Gives you a chance to potentially get more earnings off of that thing, man. But at the same time, you can get lost in the sauce. And if that does happen, and you're in New York, it's the number that you can text. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. I said a 1-800-GAMBLER. I said you better call 1-800 Now back to regularly scheduled programming. Drop it in the comment section where you are tuning in from, so that way we can give you those big boy shout outs to start the day's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Alrighty. Let's see what the people got for us.
Tito Good Vibes, 817, Fort Worth, Texas.
Shout out to Fort Worth, man. And shout out to Tito. Always showing love, baby. We appreciate you from the heart.
Rod Dallas, 330, Youngstown, Ohio.
There it is. Let's get it.
Just learning, again, tuning in from the 575, Teos, New Mexico.
Shout out to New Mexico, man. Show New Mexico a little love, Deke. We got love for New Mexico. Yeah, old Mexico. Yeah.
X Concepts, Claridge, PA, 724. He says, GP did not push off. Bogus call. Love y'all.
Ooh, GP did not push off. Okay.
I don't even remember that call.
What's he talking I don't about? Either. He didn't get called for push off from the one that I seen. It was a good play, I thought. I feel like I missed one.
I don't remember him getting a pass interference penalty.
Me either. I remember the one that, he never got a penalty. The dude just fell. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Maybe he felt it. Felt it in his spirit, man. It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah,
they said it was in the first quarter. They threw a flag on it.
I don't recall him getting a penalty.
They threw a flag?
They're saying he got one called.
Oh.
Pushed off. First quarter. What play was it? Was it one down the field?
Yeah, they said they called it OPI. Yeah, I don't remember that one. All right, shout out, man. I don't remember that. All right.
Yeah, I remember there's one that could have potentially got called.
That's the one I remember, yeah.
Down the field.
And he caught it. It was good. It was like, oof, all right. Yeah. Okay.
It was a bomb.
This was on a
why
first
don't I remember
40 yard? Well, if it was in the first quarter, a lot transpired, I guess, in the game, so that might be why.
Yeah.
That could definitely be why, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it could definitely be why.
I'll check it out. We got Wendy Johnson from the 562, Long Beach, California.
Shout out
Here's
to
me
the
and you.
LBC.
We're supposed to know everything about Steelers here, huh? We got
Hey,
a whole podcast. Can't
it's
remember
all
the
good.
GP push-off.
Hey, I call it we're human. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, not robots. Yeah.
Chris Hobson from the Seahawks, 412, back in the Berg.
Hey, shout out to the Berg, man. Shout out to being back. Was you in? Did you make the trip to the game? I did see some people make some trip to the games, man. So shout out if y'all did make that trip, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed everything except the end result of said game. But yeah, man. Shout out.
Jay Farrow, the 213, Koreatown, California.
Shout out to Koreatown. Absolutely. Let me see. But I see it because everybody took over that whole, it was OPI. It happened on this play. I was like, oh, all right.
Could have changed the outcome.
Could have been what we needed.
Yeah, I want to watch
I got to go see that again. Yeah, I was
it.
like, yo, it's first quarter, they said. I definitely don't remember that one. But we're going to see, man. We will see.
Steel King Nate, 864, Greer, South Carolina.
Shout out to Greer, South Carolina. Let me see. I'm about to pull it up. See if I can find this.
Last one.
Pull the whole thing on.
I'll say is Hannibal from the 770, thought out ATL.
Hey, because that's right. All my Atlanta people, y'all did get that nice snow this weekend, man. Bro, it was actually funny too, man. Seeing Atlanta and how y'all was handling the snow, man. I seen snowmen with gold chains, gold teeth, researching. I seen strip club Santa in terms of snowman. I was like, yo, y'all just did all this with Lil Jack Frost, man. Shout out to Atlanta, man. Y'all did it the right way, baby. Y'all did it the right way. We could tell y'all don't get a lot of snow down there, but I like your energy though, man. I like it. Shout out, baby. Shout out. All righty, man. Y'all hit that like button one time for the culture. And of course, don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. Deke, man, let's get into this thing, man. Obviously, Steelers took the L wild card round 28-14. What's your thoughts, man? In terms of the game, because we'll build up into it, and obviously like that, yeah. So just the game itself, what was your thoughts on the game, man?
Embarrassing. Just flat out embarrassing. Didn't look like we belonged. We got outclassed, out-executed, out-coached, whatever else you want to bring up. It was, we just didn't look like we belonged. Unfortunate. No excuses either. What's the excuses for this game? At least in the other games, half our defense was hurt. We're without Pickens. There's just no excuse at all. I mean, it's 21-0 at halftime. The yard discrepancy was insane.
They had 300
plus. We had 50 maybe. Time possession, insane.
Mm-hmm.
Got out physical, got out played. Like I said, you could whatever adjective, whatever noun you want to throw on this that would be negative directed toward the Steelers. Basically, I mean, you could probably say it about this game. It was bad.
Yeah, dig that, man. Definitely dig that. Would not say it was what you wanted to see, man, in the sense of physicality, performance, start of the game, all the things included. I mean, yeah. Bad start to it, man. But what I did want to ask though, how did you feel when we had the two touchdowns that took place in the middle, and it was 21 to, actually no, it got to 28-14 because it was 21-7.
Yeah, we never got it to one score.
Yeah, but when we got it 21-14,
I was like, all right, defense got to get a stop, and we got to get this to one score, and that never happened.
Let me rephrase it. I meant after we got the stop, we got ball back. This is the drive where we get the sack on 3rd and whatever, and we end up having to punt. And then I want to say that was, where it pretty much was like, we're over.
We had to punt?
Yeah. I forgot who gave up the sack. It would have been like 3rd and...
What was my reaction to that?
Yeah, because that would have been the part where we had the chance. We had already got the defensive stop, and now we were getting a chance to, if we get the first down, maybe you go down and score, make it a one-score game at that time.
I don't even remember what time
it was like
on
late
the clock
third, late third, early fourth.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think, you need a miracle at that point. You need a turnover. You need something. You need another stop, and we never really got that in the second half because Baltimore at that point. I liked a little bit of that comeback that we, a couple of those touchdowns made it a little interesting. We needed those defensive stops, but Baltimore at that point, you're up 21-0. You're playing a little bit more conservative. You're trying to chew that clock, not do anything dumb. It was just, it just looked like we were a team that didn't belong. We're in a whole different class than Baltimore, all these other legit contending teams.
What did you see that made you feel was the difference?
Just like everything I said at the beginning, outplayed, out executed, out coached, down 21-0. The disparity that was prevalent in the whole game between the teams.
I was trying to be more specific. Like when you said like the players, like what positions were you specifically speaking of? Where you felt like, yo, they way better there, they way better there. I'm just
quarterback.
okay.
I think Lamar played running back.
Yeah.
Trenches.
Offense and defense?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
our whole defense was crap. I mean, it was just bad.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't stop Derrick Henry, and then Lamar Jackson had his way with us when he needed to in the passing game as well. So, yeah, our whole defense was bad. And then, if you're comparing, like, offense to offense, I guess George Pickens was the shining light for us.
I was going to say, okay, shout out to GP.
Because their quarterback was better, running back was better, offensive line better. GP. I like what GP did in this game. He showed up.
Would you say you were surprised?
Didn't get to see Boz really do anything. I mean, he kicked those extra points. Same with Tucker. I guess all he did was kick 4 extra points. So
yeah.
That didn't really have as big of an impact on the game as I thought. We were talking about special teams and Tucker and Boz.
Never got a chance for it to get close enough to that.
Who misses between
never
those
got a chance
two?
for
Maybe
that.
that's going to affect the outcome, but never got to that point.
Yeah. Okay. I can dig that, man. We definitely dig that. Shoot. So what would you say is like, if you were just simply watching the game like you did, and somebody were to ask you, hey, Deke, what are 3 things that make this outcome different? That you would say with conviction, that you would feel like extremely confident. Only 3 things that you feel would change the outcome of that game.
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's just where I'm at. I don't even know. We were down 21-0 at half.
Yeah.
They had 300 yards. We had 50 at half.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we just got smoked. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm just saying, based off what you saw, like, what would you say were like, yo, if I had to put the hierarchy of these were the 3 reasons why this took place in the game. Like, for me, I would be like, man, we didn't have an answer for Derrick Henry in terms of stopping him. We weren't the better team in the trenches offensively or defensively. And then thirdly, their quarterback was 3 times better than our quarterback. So those would be like my 3 things that I would say. That's what I'm asking you.
I mean, that's kind of what I hinted at whenever you asked me what the Ravens did better than us. What, if you were talking position group versus position group, or just different aspects of the game that they were doing better than us. Like I brought up those same things. So I'm with you. I mean, right there, Derrick Henry had his way on the ground. Our defense sucked, and their quarterback outplayed us. But I mean, in terms of like, Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs in the league. Like honestly, part of me is just like, maybe if we throw Justin Fields in there, maybe that changes the outcome. We see some dynamic playmaking from him. We get to see some of that talent. Who knows? Maybe it throws the Ravens off, but I doubt it. Like that's what I think. I'm just at this point.
I'm about to say, you sound hopeless.
I'm throwing. Yeah, I am. I mean, I am, because this is same shit, different season. This is where we're at.
Yeah, I'm just trying to interpret it, because the way that I'm receiving your energy is like it's hopeless. So it's like, yo, just it's suicide, because there is no answer anywhere. That's why I'm asking you to, because like I know how I see it, but I know you don't see it like me. A lot of people don't see it like me. So that's why I'm like, what do you see? Because the way that you just talking, I'm like, well, is there ever going to be hope? Because you make it sound like even if we were to switch a coach, it's still going to be doom and gloom. Even if we switch a quarterback, it's still doom and gloom. If we switch running back, it's still you see what I mean? So I'm like, what do you recommend is what I'm asking you. Yeah.
I think we're at that point. I think it is. I think it's time to move on from Tomlin. I really do.
Say it. That's why I want to hear from you, because like, yeah, I know how I feel when I talk about it. A lot of people go look at me and have a lot of topics to say and stuff like that. So before I get mine off, I want to hear everything that you got to say, everything that y'all got to say. That's all.
It's just time. I mean, the standard has become average, or just being slightly above average, just making the playoffs and losing. 0-6 on our last 6 playoff games. Haven't won a playoff game. What is it? 8-9 years up to this point.
Eight in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had all these different changes, coordinators, quarterbacks, and here we are, same spot, embarrassing playoff loss. Yeah. Like I don't know, like what is the direction? What is the vision? What is the future with Tomlin at the helm at this point? Like what changes can be made to where we do have optimism, we do have hope that things can get right? Because at the end of the day, this is where I'm at. You need a quarterback and you need an offense, and like
facts,
bro. Like we're nowhere close to that right now. Like we're nowhere close to having something that can compete with.
And when
Baltimore.
you say quarterback, let's be specific. We're talking like a top
you need
5
guy.
quarterback.
So here's it. That's why I bring up quarterback or offense. Is like you either got that guy, you either got a top 6 or 7 guy where the coordinator's a little bit less prevalent, but you still don't want to be playing left-handed. You want to have the best coordinator that you possibly can have. But guys like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, they can overcome some inadequacies from like a play calling standpoint and just like an offensive structure standpoint. You still want the best possible guy you can get in there. Don't get me wrong. Like that's why the Bills moved off of what's his face last year and brought in Joe Brady. Now, like they're loving Joe Brady. Same thing with the Ravens. That's why they moved off of Greg Roman. They got Todd Monken in there.
Yeah.
So it's either you have one of those top 6 or 7 guys, or you got a guy like O'Connell up with the Vikings, the dude down with the Buccaneers. They went from Canales, but this
Liam Cohen.
Yeah, this dude that took over obviously knows what he's doing too, and has made Baker Mayfield
Liam,
like a borderline top 10 guy.
Former UMass, one double
Sam
A
Darnold,
cat.
what he's been able to do up with the Viking system. Like you need an offensive coordinator that can make a guy legit, make an average, make a top 15, top 20 guy legit, and in a way too make it interchangeable. Because the Vikings, I wouldn't be surprised if they moved off of Sam Darnold, because I'm sure O'Connell has so much faith in his system and how he does things, and obviously they got the receivers too, to where they're thinking, oh, J.J. McCarthy can flourish in this. We don't got to pay Sam Darnold 40, 50 million. So like you either got to have one of those offensive coordinator gurus that can make decent players better than what they are, and you're not paying these decent players that
crazy money
aren't the force multipliers like a Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, $60 million. You're paying them around like 20, 30 million. Like I could live with that. I could live with that for the time being, as long as we know we have something on offense that can be replicated year in and year out. Because once we know this quarterback's not going to work, we can bring in a new guy and have faith that we could properly develop him.
Yeah.
We don't have that right now. We don't have that. I mean, we're 3 years removed from Big Ben, and it doesn't seem like we're heading in the right direction in that department of finding the quarterback or having an offense.
Okay. Would we say our offense has gotten better this year compared to the previous 3 years then?
It has.
Okay.
It has, but I'm kind of like with GP. He said the exact same thing. Like, yeah, there's been signs, there's been good things, but like, is there a reason for optimism going forward, or do you have hope going forward? He's just like, nah.
As it pertains to like hope and optimism, that's an individual thing. So we're not talking about that, because it's like you might not have it, or GP might not have optimism, but Calvin Austin, for example, would have optimism. Catch what I mean? So it's like I'm not necessarily caught up on that, but just the simple apples to apples. Has the offense improved statistically under Arthur Smith compared to under Matt Canada?
For the full season, yeah. Not the last 5 games, though.
But
not at the point of the
but
season
it improved,
where it matters the most.
I'm with you. I'm just saying, but it improved, though. So we've made a couple of changes coordinator-wise, based on what I'm asking. Whether it was Haley, Fiegner, Canada, Smith, right? It's 4 different coordinators. So we would say that they are turning that wheel, correct? Or do we feel like they are just kind of like, it is what it is?
I'm more talking the last like 3-4 years, because the defense is another story too.
Yeah,
like that's part of it. But like, okay, we can't have the offense, but man, this defense has been garbage in these playoff games. This defense has been garbage to end the season. We're paying them top dollar. We're giving up 30+ points. Like these losses are ridiculous in the playoffs. Like I think it's every game we've let up at least 30+ points.
Yeah, postseason. Yeah, you
can't do that. Like, and that's supposed to be Tomlin's side of the ball. So I guess where I'm at, because with Haley and Fink, you got Ben. Like that's you had the guy. You had the guy.
Canada had him too.
Well, yeah. I mean that was a problem high right there. But anyway, like over these last like 3 years with Canada, Smith, going from Ben to Pickett, having Mitch, Mace, and Russ and Justin Fields, it's just like I don't think this is happening with McVay. I don't think this is happening with LaFleur or O'Connell. Like these dudes that know how to run offense, know how to work with the quarterback. I think they would be able to settle on one and make them better than what we've been able to.
Yeah.
I mean, you draft a pick in the first round. He's supposed to be the franchise guy. Obviously, something went wrong there. Something went wrong. So, and then we move off of him, and it's Russ and Fields this year, and it's the same result. It's 10-7 and this ugly playoff exit.
Do you think the result is different if we stayed with Pickett?
Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know.
Oh.
No, I don't know. No, I mean, with how we look the defense has been a big problem these last 5 games. So that's the one. That's the other thing. Like the offense is one part of it, and we need to, like we're just at that point. You see all these AFC teams right here that are still in it. They got a quarterback. They got a guy.
I think that's the common denominator. We point to all of them. It's like the ones that
they know
are
how to
still
work
playing.
Offense. Yep.
They got a quarterback. Or a guy that is playing at a top 5 level. When we talk golf, when we talk Darnold, we might not look at them as throughout their career consensus top 5 dudes or top 10 guys.
No, they're playing like they got the scheme, they got the coordinator.
But they're also, the talent is there, the production is there. It's not just the scheme, because if that's the case, then we'll see these dudes fall off a cliff.
I don't think they're doing that here though. If we would have brought them in,
I think
2-3 years ago, if we would have brought in Darnold this year, I'm guessing it's the same thing. 9-8, 10-7 with Darnold.
Okay. So I'm asking you, what are your fixes?
I mean, you got to blow it up. I would get rid of Tomlin. I'd bring in like Ben Johnson. I would bring in one of these offensive guys and see what we can do. And then I think everyone's up for trade, but the trade's got to be right. Don't make stupid trades. Like,
what do we deem a stupid trade though?
Just an unfair offer. I don't know. I'm not too concerned with that right now.
Okay.
My thought is, how do you get this quarterback? So
I'm listening. I'm with you.
If you're bringing in Ben Johnson, I mean, you got a few options. The most likely scenario and the most realistic one, and I mean, you bring back Fields and hope he could develop into that, because he has that ultra talent. He has that ultra upside where you could see a path where he can compete with the Josh Allens, Lamar Jacksons, and all these other dudes in the AFC. That would be the hope, because I don't think he's really reached his ceiling yet. He hasn't tapped fully into his potential. So that's either or, bringing in a Ben Johnson or keeping Tomlin. We're keeping Tomlin. That's the other thing. Like, you're asking me what I would do. I would get rid of Tomlin. I would trade Tomlin. I'd get some first-round picks, whatever it is, and then bring in a Ben Johnson and see what we can do with one of these offensive guys in the NFL in the year of 20. Well, I guess it's 2025 now. Like, I think we need to get up to date. We need to get out of the 80s, the 70s with some of these offensive approaches. Now, I think part of it too is, because here's my solution if we bring back Tom, which is happening. Like, I'm already past the fact that we're not getting rid of Thomas. So, like, he's going to be back. Is it
confirmed? Who said?
I mean, Jerry Dulac said it in the Post-Gazette. And then Schefter even reported too, like, Steelers have no indication.
He said that way, like head coach and coordinators and everybody included, or
maybe some other coaching changes though. Like, Tomlin's going to be back, so I'm past that. You know, Ben Johnson's even going to be an option, or bringing in a Flores is going to be an option. Or
we had Flores before, yeah.
Right. I don't even think that's happening. So with Tomlin coming back, I think he needs to take his hands off the offense if that is really happening, because it does feel like it's too conservative. I think it's holding things back. It's holding development back. It's holding what we could be as an offense back. Like this full ceiling. This just from an overall development standpoint too. Yeah. And then on defense, I think he just fired Terrell Austin and Tomlin. I don't know if he has been calling the plays. It doesn't seem like it. Like, he's not talking into his mic. He doesn't have a play call sheet back there, right?
But is he?
But it's very murky on whether or not he's been calling plays or how much control he's had over the defense in recent years. But I'd get rid of Terrell Austin, and Tomlin, you make the decision of bringing in a new coordinator and deciding how much you trust that guy. And that would determine whether or not Tomlin takes over for the play calling. And you just give the reins. You give the reins to Arthur Smith, because I think he's going to be back. Like, if you're going to do the Fields approach, I think continuity would help Fields out.
Okay.
right? You could go outside, you could get a Rodgers, you could trade the house, try to get a Herbert, but I don't think that's happening either. I think the most likely is Fields, and I think him and Arthur Smith were working pretty well together. So let them ride or die together as an offense. And like I mentioned, on defense, get rid of Terrell Austin and figure something else out, because the defense hasn't been it.
Good on personnel, then, once we make the change at coordinator?
Like I said, I would do the whole Ben Johnson. I would move off of Tomlin, Ben Johnson, every player available. So if we're bringing back Tomlin, maybe you do make players available, but I don't think any real trades are going to be happening. That's where I'm at. And you're only hoping with the strategy of Tomlin coming back, and how I said, I think he needs to take his hand off the offense a little bit more. Just let Arthur Smith do his thing, and then obviously firing Terrell Austin on defense. Is the hope is still, or the only chance is that Justin Fields is the guy, or you have a guy at quarterback.
Okay, because I was literally about to ask you, with this plan, what changes once you get back into this exact same
You just got to pray Fields
scenario?
saves your job. That's it.
Okay.
I think it all hinges on getting a guy. So it's either you hope Fields develops, or you have Fields develop, or whatever it is, into that guy. Or you got to go outside and say the Jets move off of Aaron Rodgers. You pray that he comes back to the Aaron Rodgers of old. Being a year removed from that Achilles, it's either that, or you get someone that's already there, and that's Herbert. He's the only guy I could see being available, and that's because of the whole situation with the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy.
You said Herbert.
It would just be Herbert, because I could see the Chargers. The Vikings would have to keep Sam Darnold.
Okay.
And I could see the Chargers being interested in trading for a J.J. McCarthy.
Because of the Harbaugh connection.
The Harbaugh connection. You're getting that quarterback on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
And then shipping off Herbert. That's the only way. So I think that's unlikely to begin with.
Okay.
So it's really bringing back Justin Fields. And you're hoping that he could be it? I just don't know how much faith I have in what we got going to help him develop into that. Part of it's on him, obviously. And I think he did good for us this year with kind of the structure that we got. And I think that's also why I'm saying if you do the Fields thing, it's probably best to have Arthur Smith, and that's because that's one of the reasons why Fields wanted to stay here, is that continuity. He doesn't want to learn a new playbook. Yeah. But let Arthur Smith do his thing. Arthur Smith is, in his own right, kind of a conservative offensive play caller going back to his days at Tennessee. Yeah. But I also think part of it, too, he was going with what he had. You have Derrick Henry, you have a really good offensive line, being smart about that. I just feel like if we would have kept Fields in and just given full reign to Arthur Smith and let him cook with Fields, it would have been a different style of offense this year. So that would be a change right there then for next season.
All right, I can dig that.
That's where I'm at.
I like it all. I do.
You need a guy. You need a quarterback. That's what needs to happen, one way or another.
Respect. All right.
What do you think?
Me personally, I feel like everything you said is going to put you right back in the exact same position. It's just different faces. We're hoping that Justin Fields develops into the guy. If he develops into the guy, then none of this matters because you have the guy. Same way we thought with Russ. If you could develop into the guy, then you're the guy. We got him. We feel good. Aaron Rodgers. If Rodgers could come here and he could rewind the clock. Why? Because that would make him the guy. Ben Johnson. We love Ben Johnson. Why? Because Jared Goff looks like what? The guy. That's why Eric Bieniemy was talked about the way he was talked about at one point. Because he had the guy. So I think we all going to be just saying the same thing until you find the guy. Sam Darnold was not viewed how he's viewed right now because he wasn't playing like how he was playing. Whether you're talking San Fran, Carolina, or even the Jets, where he was a first-round draft pick. We focus a lot on first-round draft picks, but we see way more guys fail as first-round draft picks than we see actually succeed as first-round draft picks. Even in our past year, we've experienced 3 former first-round draft picks that are viewed as failures. Trubisky, Pickett, Fields. So it's I like the idea of change. I like the idea of not continuing to do the same thing. But me personally, I'm not open, or I'm not the type of guy that is very interested in change for the sake of change when I don't feel like it's going to get me closer. I think it pushes me further away. And what I mean is this. A lot of people schematically know X's and O's. Are a lot of people leaders of men? No. Are a lot of people leaders of organizations? No. There are a lot of talented players out there. Does that talent equate to production? No. Justin Fields is kind of like one of the main people with that. When I think of just this team as a whole, and I'm like, yeah, were there some positives? Yeah, they were. Where there are some negatives? Yes, they also were. But from my vantage point, I don't feel like I'm overreacting to these losses, specifically the 5-game stretch or the postseason losses, when in all those 5 matchups, I mean, we really wanted to ask, where were we favored at? Heck, even the Bengals matchup, we were, I want to say, 2-point underdogs in that one. Where were we had the better rosters, right? If we really went and asked that question. All right, let's start with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, quarterback for quarterback, running game, running back for running back, offensive line, O-line for O-line, D-line for D-line, linebacker for linebacker. Like, we don't want to have those convos. So I feel like at times we default to just, let's point the finger here, except the ones that actually do matter. But once again, when that is the setup, it is what it is. I would also say this. I do agree with the philosophy change, because it's like we've learned enough now through TJ and Minka and Cam. And what I mean is this. TJ is a top 5 edge rusher on his worst day. Minka Fitzpatrick is a top 5 safety on his worst day. Cam Hayward's a top 5 D tackle on his worst day. But the impact of a top 5 outside linebacker or safety or D tackle versus the impact of a top 5 or top 10 quarterback, that gap is crazy. Whereas you can have what is deemed as a elite defense and just the okay defense, that gap isn't that far. Case in point, Ravens Steelers this year. Think about how we would laugh and talk about that Ravens defense and how they were playing at the end of the season solely because, hey, man, they just cut out a little bit of the self-inflicted stuff. But personnel-wise, we'd be like, yo, we got TJ, we got Minka. And it's like, it's not that big of a gap. But when we bring up Lamar Jackson to Russell Wilson, when we bring up Derrick Henry to any of our running game, when you bring up Jalen Hurts to Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, when you bring up Saquon to any of our running game, when we talk about their O-lines, I think that that's the reality of it from my vantage point. So continue to say to myself, where do I find that quarterback at? How do I find that guy? Because if I don't have that guy, I have to be perfect across the board. Like we've already seen, I already know this method. It gets me 10 wins, but I'm going to run into the buzzsaw. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield. All right. And Baker wasn't a great quarterback, but remember how the game started. We spotted him how many points in the first quarter, right? And don't act like that was a defensive thing. The first snap of the game was us on offense. Then we had another turnover on offense. So I know we can do is this, but from my vantage point, I didn't agree with that. I feel like the two where I look at as like the weirdo losses throughout the span of one and dones are the Blake Bortles and the Baker Mayfields. And when you look at the context of both of those, it kind of makes sense as well. But outside of that, it's like Steelers supposed to go on the road and beat Kansas City with Mahomes that year. They were the favorites that? No. Were they favorites last year in Buffalo? No. Were they favorites this year? No. In fact, they were dang near double-digit point spreads this year. But I get it. That's why I was like, from my vantage point, I don't necessarily overreact to that. I say, yeah, we got a lot of work to do. And the pieces that we need are a quarterback. And if you can't upgrade quarterback, you need to upgrade wide receiver room and give yourself a legitimate chance to score. Because right now you're playing I have to be perfect and make sure that the ball bounces my way every single time or 90% of the time, because if it doesn't, versus these higher power offenses, these higher quality quarterbacks, that gap is too big right now. Regardless if it's Justin Fields, regardless if it was Kenny Pickett, regardless when it was Mitch Trubisky, doesn't matter any of them dudes. They haven't proven that they can be that consistently just yet. And until they do, we're going to constantly be in this cycle from my vantage point.
My thing is, though, I mean, Tomlin does have a big say, if not all the say, on some of these coaching hires and recent turnover we've had with that and the personnel. Mm-hmm. So, like, that falls on him, too. Like, hiring Canada, going from Canada to Arthur Smith, having Terrell Austin in here. some of these like the decision to move off of Ben, and go with Kenny and Mitch, and then go from them to Russell and Fields.
Mm-hmm.
It's on top, like it is. Like he's been overseeing all this, and it hasn't been working.
From your vantage point, it hasn't worked. Yes.
Well, what's the goal? I mean, if the goal is just to lose playoff games, go 0-8 in the playoffs, or whatever, or 0-6 in the playoffs, not have a playoff win in 8 years, sure. Like, to be relevant, sure. But I mean, we're trying to win Super Bowls.
I'm with you, man. I'm listening to you. Like I said, we're not going to have the same.
It seems like we're a million miles away. We're right in that 9-8, 10-7 standpoint. But in terms of competing with the Ravens and the Chiefs and the Bills, like in a serious manner.
So you named the top 4 teams. 3 of them teams are favorites to win the Super Bowl.
But that's where we got to get. We're not there. So something's got to give.
So Deke, you said if we're not the top 4 teams that are on the favorites.
Well, you could probably say top 7-8 teams across the league, because if you're talking AFC, NFC.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, we got to get there.
Okay.
If we're not, it's just like, what are we doing?
Okay.
I thought that was the Steelers standard. Like that's just how it is with this organization. I mean, we're one of those programs. We're one of those franchises. That's the expectation. That's how it's been.
Talk that talk,
going
man.
back to the 70s.
Heck yeah, talk that
all the
talk,
way
Deke.
throughout Cowher and the 90s, early 2000s. Now even with Tomlin, the last decade, it hasn't been there. It just hasn't.
Would it feel better for you if we just were historically bad each and every week then? Because
I'm not looking for that.
No. The reason I ask is this:
we got to find some way to get back to that. The reason I ask is
this: you are clearly fed up with the 10 wins. You're clearly fed up with the constant relevance. You're clearly fed up with feeling like you're 1 or 2 pieces away. You're clearly fed up with the hope, right? That's what you are doing a great job of articulating. So my question is, if 10 wins to you is average, if 10 wins to you is, you were sitting here at 10-3 hollering about we about to beat Baltimore and win the AFC North. That's called hope, Deke. Regardless of what you might want to agree,
in the last 5 weeks,
fine.
6 weeks.
But once again, if we're going to do it, let's do it. You said it with conviction, stand on it. So if 10 wins is mediocre, if 10 wins, it's like, let's talk about it.
Yeah, in the playoffs,
right? And who did you lose to though, Deke? Tell me the bad. What was the bad team you lost to?
Good teams, and we're not there. We're not on their level.
Which team was the one that we shouldn't have lost to that we lost to? Vegas wise.
Well, that's a problem too. Then we got to build a better team.
Okay, I'm with you.
We got to start being favorites
in
some of these games.
I'm with you on all that. But I'm asking though, I'm like, so 10 wins is bad. 10 wins last year was bad. 10 wins is bad.
Is it bad? I mean, it's just it's not what we're looking for. It's not the goal. It's not the ultimate goal.
Trust me, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I love all of it. In the way that you feel we can get closer to the ultimate goal of a championship is to blow it up. That's what I'm hearing correct, right? I just want to make sure that you are using your word. I don't want to use my words.
I think it's an option. I think blowing it up's an option.
Okay.
My solution, again, would be to move off of Mike Tomlin, get some draft picks, and then bring in a Ben Johnson.
And what does that give me, though?
And then players are you see what happens next year. You see what happens with the Fields and Ben Johnson.
Right.
And then 2026, I think you got your answers, like that offseason, for sure. I think you're, with us even bringing Tomlin back, I think you're going to have certain answers, too, depending on what we do this offseason with Fields and some of these personnel changes, coordinator changes as well. Like, I think you're going to have, you should have an answer. Like, I would do it now, but it's not happening. But with Ben Johnson, you give Fields a chance to be that guy under an OC like Ben Johnson. Obviously, he wouldn't be OC here. He'd be the head coach, but an offensive-minded guy like Ben Johnson. And then, you see what happens with the player. Maybe he does make certain trades. Maybe he does trade TJ for a couple first-round picks or something. And you see how the year goes. Because, I mean, you look at the Commanders. They got a guy in Jaden Daniel.
Championship, or is the standard see what we can do? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
That's the ultimate goal. You got to make changes. You got to take some risks.
That's what I'm asking. Does that get us closer to a championship? We're at 10 wins right now. We already know we're a good team. We're already a good team. You find out,
and if it doesn't, then you move off of that. You figure something else out.
So we just all right.
It's not necessarily a cycle. You're just taking what information's in front of you. Because right now, obviously there's no guarantee of us getting back to where we need. I don't think there's any chance if we just keep going back to the well of where we're at right now.
You do a great job with football. You watch a ton of football. You know a lot of the stats and everything like that, right? So does the history and the stats support you're more likely to get to a Super Bowl and win it by coming off of 10-win coaches than you are to stick with 10-win coaches.
Work for the Eagles.
Was that the only? It's been a lot of football.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the stats are. Statistics.
It's an overwhelming no.
I do know
it's
this.
an overwhelming no. That's the answer.
I do
it's
know this.
It's an overwhelming no.
Listen, we moved off to Chuck Noll. I mean, Coach Cowher retired.
I'm not
after
saying,
how many
I'm
years?
I'm not saying you got to fear it. Trust me, I'm not saying you got to fear it. But when we moved off of Chuck Noll, what was his record? When we moved off of Bill Cowher, what was his record? When the Philadelphia Eagles moved off of Andy Reid, what was his record? When Bill Belichick got moved off of in New England, what was his record? I can sure as hell tell you none of them had 10 wins and was in the postseason back to back. I can sure tell you that.
I don't know. There's some stats out there that are saying that, Tomlin's 0-6 playoff record.
The playoff
not
record
having,
is bad. No, that's terrible.
I mean,
1,000%. That's atrocious.
Yeah, that's worse than everything you're bringing up right now. So what are we talking about?
But we're saying it's worse not only because we're in the moment right now. Nobody says that when you're winning the 10 wins in the regular season. Nobody's hollering about, man, I wish we only had 3 games. I wish we only had 3. Nah, you over here beating your chest.
We were just
so
talking
now
about
when we
this
lose to the day one teams that are dope.
With how we finished the regular season.
So when we lose to a team that league-wide is viewed as better, now we in our feelings about it? Why is that?
I just think a dude's here for 18 years, and it's not like rocket science that things could get stale.
We have a difference of view on it. I don't view 10 wins routinely, postseason, routinely a legitimate chance to win in said postseason. I don't view that as stale. That's why I said we just got different vantage points on it. But that's why I was asking you to say your piece with it, because I know we're going to see it differently. I don't view 10 wins as normal. I don't view 10 wins as average. I don't view 10 wins as routine. I know it's sure as hell hard to get 10 wins in the National Football League, let alone do it again, let alone doing it without a steady quarterback in that span either.
And that's fine, but that's not the goal here.
What is the goal then, Deke? Tell me.
Super Bowls.
Tell me. So how do you get to the goals then, Deke? How do you get to these goals that
not
we're
doing
that we're
what we're doing right now,
okay.
Obviously.
But we've won them, right? We've clearly won 6 as an organization, right? So we would say we're the gold standard organization. We would say
that a playoff game in 8-9 years.
That as a whole, our organization is the gold standard, correct? So whose organization would you rather switch with? Then is what I'm asking you.
Whose organization would I switch with?
Yes, if what we have been doing
that's
is
part
so
of my
god awful,
if
this method is so outdated, antiquated, and obsolete, whose?
I think that's kind of my point. We have a good organization. We got a good structure here. We should be a sought-after job.
But yet we criticize them when
let's
they
get some good candidates in here. It's not like we're going to be going for the worst candidates out there. Like Ben Johnson would be a highly sought-after candidate.
It's almost like you want to have your cake and eat it too, Deke. You want to preach about we love the organization. We love how they do business. We love that we don't keep with the Joneses. And now when we're actually in those moments to not keep up with the Joneses, to actually stick with what we do, we jump and ship at the first sign of adversity. At the second.
This isn't the first sign.
Okay.
This isn't the first. I mean, sometimes you gotta change direction. Sometimes you gotta evolve. You gotta change approaches.
Hey man, facts. I'm with you.
Life's a paradox. I mean, there is something to be said for staying consistent and maybe not keeping up with the Joneses. And
I'm with you, man. Hey,
doing things your own way, but
man.
you also gotta look yourself in the mirror and say this isn't working, bro. Like we've been at this for how long? And 8 years. No playoff wins?
Who's your quarterback doing that the whole time? And tell me when he was top 5 doing the whole time. And not no fan stuff, not no heart stuff, just legit.
What?
Doing them losses we about to bring up. Tell me when our quarterback was that guy.
Oh, I'm going back to 2017. I mean,
okay.
That's the...
And how did 7 play in said game?
I mean, he had what, 5 touchdowns?
How did he play in the game, Deke?
400 yards, 5 touchdowns.
So it was nothing negative that happened in that game?
No, he did. In first half, he wasn't
so you
perfect.
pick and choose is all I'm saying, Deke. Don't pick and choose.
I mean, the defense was bad, too. I mean,
you pick and choose.
Like,
don't pick and choose.
What?
Was he playing elite the whole game? No, he was not.
I mean, that was it. I mean, 5 touchdowns, 400 yards.
All right, bro. You got it. You got it, bro. I'm with you.
I think that's
enough.
I think
so
that's
we got
enough
the one game. So we got the one game.
I think that's enough. I think that's enough.
So that's the one then. Cool. We got the one.
Yeah.
Tell me about the other ones. Are you going to say the same about he didn't do anything wrong versus the Browns? Right?
No, he didn't. I mean, defense was bad, too. That wasn't his best game either. Defense was terrible.
All right, Raven, you got it.
Am I wrong?
No, you got it, bro.
Am I wrong?
I agree with you. I do.
And then that game against that team was
Which one?
that was a broken team against the Chiefs.
So that was a broken team versus the Chiefs?
Yeah, that was a broken team.
Whose quarterback was better?
Yeah, Mahomes was. Yeah.
Okay. And then the following year, who did we play? Well, we missed it then.
Yeah.
Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
Who was the better quarterback then?
Yeah, Josh Allen.
Then we just had another game yesterday, right? Or Saturday. Who's the better quarterback then?
Yeah.
You notice the common theme in all of them. So we could make it about, man, you keep losing, or we could just say, no, their quarterback was better in all the matchups.
Well, sure, but the defense still shouldn't be giving up 30 to 40 points in any of these games, and I mean it's bad.
I would agree. I'm not saying it's good.
It's bad. That's because it's one thing to be talking about quarterback play offense, which again, yeah, we do need to get that right, 100%. But these defenses have been terrible. Like it's just across the board the team.
Yeah,
well, I'm not. You could bring up Ben maybe not having some of his best performances.
You heard me say what I said in the sense of I would switch the way we pay structure, because clearly a TJ Watt and Minka is not worth more than a heck of a 5-star or top 5 quarterback. That's already what I said. I've already cleared that up. So we can say the same thing over and over, but I've already let you know, defense, being top heavy on defense is not going to get you the results you want. You have to be top heavy at offense at quarterback. You have to have a guy. If you do not, it doesn't matter. We've done the defense, and the problem is this. As an elite defense, you don't get to ever get saved. You can't do the 2 quarters bad, 2 quarters good. You can't do 3 quarters bad, 1 quarter good. Offensively, you can't. So understanding that, why even lie to ourselves anymore? It matters way more to have a guy that can score because, hey, we even seen with Kenny Pickett. You could wait till the 4th quarter with a couple minutes left, and if okay defense, you keep him around, I got a chance for this dude to get it. So why spend all that over there when I can go ahead and put it on offense? And we've also seen that as fans, people are more okay with losing if you score 30. We've also seen that. It's people that swear by that Bengals team because they could score a ton of points this season. Nobody cares that they were bad and could not stop anything until late in the year and didn't make the postseason. We're enamored by the fact they score a lot of points.
Well, I think they would have had a better chance than us in the
But
playoffs.
how did they get there? They don't even get the opportunity because they suck. So we can say what we want to say.
I wouldn't say that.
So why didn't they win enough games then, Deke? Tell me.
Well, some bad breaks. It happens. It's almost like
that was bad breaks. It happens. We will make excuses for
it happened to us in our 9-6-1 year.
Did you win or not? You won. Did you win? It's execution.
We beat good teams that year.
Because you executed.
Missed a ton of field goals.
We executed. We executed, and Coach Tomlin overachieved with the group that he had. But we don't like to talk about that. We only want to poo-poo us because it fits the narrative, and then we will. Oh, look at that! That was great over there.
Overachieved. Like our defense.
What would you call it then?
Bad.
If we're talking about how bad all these teams are, right? We're talking about how bad roster are, how bad coaching staff is, how bad this is, that, and that.
We're paying them the highest in the league.
But yet we still are winning all these games. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Not against the good teams. Like we got to get there.
Not the good teams, the elite teams. Let's classify it, because 10 wins, you clearly are beating good teams. You're losing to the elite teams, and we've isolated them to the teams with quarterbacks. So we could do all this other, but does that get you past the teams with quarterbacks? Because we know we could win 10 wins. We already know we could do that. What gets you to beat the elite tier teams that have the quarterbacks? That's the big question. That's the $100 million question. We could talk about all this other stuff. Does any of that get you past Mahomes? Does any of that get you past Lamar Jackson? Does any of that get you past Josh Allen, Joe Burrow?
What are you asking me?
Does anything outside of upgrading your quarterback get you past those guys? Because we don't care about the regular season. We've already proven that, and we know we could do that. But does any of that get us past the person that you want us to get past? We all want to get past them. I'm just trying to find that answer, and I want to hear from you, because I don't have that answer. So I'm praying that you got that answer. But you keep telling me about Fields or Ben Johnson. I'm like, I want the answer. None of that seemed like the answer just yet.
Well, you got to find the answer.
Yeah,
you got to figure it out, because what we got going right now isn't.
Yeah. Your answer to that is blow it up.
I'm not saying blow it up.
You said blow it up at the beginning. You already said that.
Bring in Ben Johnson. I'd be open to it. No, I'd be open. I think, you bring in Ben Johnson, let him run things.
Yeah.
If he wants to make some trades, sure. Let him set the new culture. Let him figure it out.
I could dig
Let him run the squad.
I could dig it.
Because, we're trying to find the guy.
Yeah,
and
we are.
How are we going to get the guy?
I'm listening to you. I want
brought
your
up Fields. It's at this point where we're at right now, going into this offseason. I think Fields is really the only hope. We got like realistic hope.
Okay.
Unless you're trading for J.J. McCarthy, unless you're trading, and you got to develop him. It's the same thing with Fields, which is why I'm just like,
I'm just listening. I'm like, so we gonna say J.J. McCarthy
do we have any faith
beating them dudes?
Do we have any faith that we're able to do that with what we got going right now and Tomlin being at the helm? I don't.
So there we go. That's the difference. I was gonna ask you, if you don't believe in Coach T, you don't believe in Coach T. There's nothing wrong with that. Promise, it's nothing. Like a lot of people don't believe in him. There's nothing wrong with that at all, man.
Yeah, I don't believe. I mean, so here's the thing. If we do the Justin Fields thing, that's the hope, man. Like that's the hope for Tomlin in terms of like salvaging things here and getting things right.
Would
Bring
you say
back
you
Justin
have more
Fields.
belief in Ben Johnson or Coach T at this stage?
In terms of just running a relevant team, sure, Tomlin, but faith of getting an offense right, getting a quarterback right.
We talking about
I'll
the
go
head
Ben
coach.
Johnson,
No,
yeah.
we saying the head man. We talking about, move Coach T out. Do you got more belief in Ben Johnson?
I just know
right
we're
now?
at 9 or 10 wins with Tomlin, with Ben Johnson. It could be anywhere, but I'm willing to take that risk.
Okay.
I have more faith in him getting an offense together for 2025 to be able to compete with these teams and potentially developing Fields into that guy, helping develop Fields in that guy. Again, it still comes back on Fields. Like you gotta be good in your own right, but yeah, I don't really have much indication that what we got going is gonna get us there. But hey, that's the thing.
Respect.
Tomlin's coming back. We'll see. I just give the keys over to Fields, man. Give the keys over to Fields. Give the keys over to Smith. Let's see if they can do it. I mean, I don't have this crazy amount of optimism, but that's the hope.
All right, I can dig that, man.
Fields becomes elite.
I could dig it, man.
Fire Taylor Austin. Get the defense better.
I like it. All right. Shoot, man. I ain't about that. My vantage point could be drastically different, man. So we hop into these supers, man. We start going that way, baby.
Sure.
I like it. Heck yeah.
Sure.
And y'all hit that like button too one time for the culture. And don't forget to subscribe either if you're new to the channel, baby.
All right. Cam Harper. Should Tomlin bring back Mike Munchak? Yeah, that's another. I mean, yeah, get the O-line coach out of here too. Whoever. I don't even care. I mean, this goes back to my point. I would just. I mean, it's just tiptoeing. Kind of the way I'm talking about it, it's just tiptoeing around. Like maybe we just need a whole new guy in here, whole new voice, whole new direction, whole new switch up. Because get rid of the O-line coach for sure. I don't know who's better out there than a Mike Munchak. I don't know. I have no clue. But yeah, obviously the blocking on offense has been not heading in the right direction. That scheme, that approach too, are we putting that all on Arthur Smith? I don't know. At least we got to see him be successful. That's the other thing, like O-line stuff, trencher stuff. That's supposed to be Arthur Smith's specialty. Who knows, man? Who knows? Truly.
All right.
If Tomlin's back, I would just I'd like to see a full season of just Arthur Smith, no Tomlin influence on it. And I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I really don't, but I hear enough reports that Tomlin has his hand in the offense, game plan, approach. He said it himself. So that's what I can go. Yeah, that's what I can go off of.
Yeah, he's the head coach.
What do you think?
Who, me?
Bringing back Munchak.
I'm open to it. I mean, I'm just laughing. I know why everybody is feeling how they feel. It's because the first rounder, Broderick, didn't do what we thought he was going to do. So it's easier to do what? Say that we do with the team. Hey, team, we do it well. Put it on coach. I got you. So that's why I was like, man, we can put Munchak out there. I ain't tripping on that. I promise I ain't.
Again, part of it's like Tomlin's making these draft picks. No?
I'm just, all right, bro.
Part of it is. I get technically Omar Khan as the GM is making the draft pick.
The only reason why I laughed is this. Draft pick or not, is he a first rounder? Yes or no? Is it the assumption all first rounders are going to put? Oh, now we should. I'm just saying the assumption is what all draft picks are, right? Hey, I'd rather tank than go get a first round draft pick and it's going to work out. Because it doesn't develop right then and there, we're like, yo, you suck. I'm just laughing at it. That's all. So that's why I was like, yeah, man, if we want to switch to Munchak, go. We can switch to him. Like, I'm open to all that too. I just think at times Nah, I'm going to go, man. I like what we doing, man. I like what we
Go
do.
for it. What?
We got difference of opinions on this, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. This is the thing that leads to us having the difference of opinions. It's the experiences. My experiences have been, I've had to figure it out with my hands in those meetings, in those practice settings, in those games. The amount of coaches that have interacted with me, whether we're talking great or terrible coaches, throughout the process, if I personally allowed that to impact me, then I don't think I'm sitting here with you today. In fact, I know I'm not. So you're asking me in chat as well to think and basically say, yeah, it's not on the guys that we know for certain have that control. It's on that. So my perspective is drastically different. No. Well, hold on. I got you because I know you gonna get it off, and I want you to get it off. But the reason why for me it's just different is because my experiences were never I could go out there and put the finger on my coach and say, hey, coach, I missed this tackle because you ain't coached me right. Hey, coach, I ain't make this play because you ain't coached me right. Hey, coach, we lost, but I blame you. It was on you. It's like you don't make it to that level by doing that. So when I've had the background that I've had, I don't default to that. I default to who are the people that are actually out there and what's going on technique wise. When I see schematic issues, yeah, I think that's big picture. That's coaching stuff. That was the whole Matt Canada thing. You've heard me on multiple times talk about the toss sweep to the boundary, which I absolutely hate, especially when we call it with Nosh, right? I bring up certain schematic things, but when I think it's personnel, I don't go off of that. I stand on personnel and I'm going to keep standing on it. And I got film that's going to validate me and back it up. We'll bring up Terrell Austin. And I got plays of inside linebackers where I'm like, I don't give a care who your head coach is or your coordinator. If this is the effort, if this is the path that we are going to take to get to the ball, you are never going to make a play at this level. But this ain't the first time we said that either. So once again, I just laugh because it's easier to put it on TA than it is to call out certain players. And we do it every week.
Players out there who's enabling this to happen.
Trust me, that's fine too, man. Once again,
obviously
that's fine too.
People aren't responding. Players aren't responding.
So you get new players.
Coming out flat.
So you get new players. It's literally that simple. It is that simple. It's a salary cap league. I don't have to
We've been
beg
doing
you to
that.
be here. Go get me somebody else.
We've been doing that,
and it works. That's why we keep
hasn't.
winning. All right, Deke, you're right. It doesn't work. 10 wins is not working. That's why I said our perspectives are very different.
To the degree that we want it to work. It's
so
not.
we will have difference of opinions, and that's why
falling short of the goal.
So you got it, Deke. Whatever you say, baby, because your perspective, you're going to feel more comfortable. And I promise you, more people are going to agree with you because there are more people that don't have my experiences. So I don't expect it. That's why I'm just like, yo, let's just go with it, man. I'm with it.
I just think that's where we're at.
Fair.
I mean, I defended Tomlin too. Last year when they were calling for his job, when we were 7-7, one of them gone that off. It's
man, I was influencing you clearly, man. Don't worry about that.
I was like, give him another year, and this is that other year. I said this was going to be a big year for him, and it's same shit, different season. 10-7.
Heck yeah, bro. I'm with you, baby.
Wild card playoff exit. So now what? Made all these changes, all these personnel change, coaching change, all this stuff. Same spot. Greg Yeager. I realized in 18 years as the head coach of Pittsburgh Steelers, Tomlin has won a playoff game in just 4 out of those 18 seasons, 3 in the last 14.
How you feel about that?
Yeah, there's a lot of not so good stats on Tomlin's playoff record right now. It is what it is.
Respect.
Cam, join the upper room.
Shout out to Cam, man. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Juice Bellamy says, go Buckeyes.
OH, I see you, Juice. Shout out to the Buckeyes, man. Y'all got a great opportunity to win that natty versus Notre Dame.
Ellis Lee, PQ was looking like Patrick Bush. I miss B-Flow.
Respect. How you feel about PQ, man?
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely bad. Said he was playing with the flu.
You ain't like his flu game?
No. Cam Hayward's was a lot better last week. I think he was playing with the flu against the Bengals, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, much better. Jordan and Cam Hayward. Yeah, better at flu games than Patrick Queen. Justin Gordon says, we got Ice Cube, no Vaseline, straight
Nah,
LL
that's
Cool
real.
J.
That is real.
In too deep. Pull stick. How does this happen to the highest paid defense, SMH?
Nah, that's real. That's why you don't want to. Hey, you don't want to be highest paid defense. Clearly, that doesn't get you the results you want. You rather be highest paid on offense or closer to more of your resources being on offense, man. We clearly see that today.
Yeah, I could give up 30 points on defense with vet minimum guys, you know? You see the Chiefs defense. You see a bunch of these other defenses out there where, yeah, they are a little bit more slanted towards offense in their approach, but they have either a coordinator or the schemes that it's able to work with draft picks and some of these no-name guys that they're bringing in here. Meanwhile, we're paying big money to some guys on defense here, and we're still giving up 30-plus points. It's tough. It's really tough. AJ Martinez, like Chiefs, they moved off of Snead. They've moved off plenty of guys on a lot of turnover. Draft picks, unsung guys. Still cooking. Obviously, Spagnuolo's doing something good over there. AJ Martinez gonna raise hell. Bring back 7.
There it is.
It's too late, my friend.
Why is it too late? That ain't the answer to the test. I
late.
thought that was the answer to all of it, man. Yeah.
No, you had that option in 2021, at the end of 2021. Instead of running off the goat, maybe we should have give the guy an offensive line.
Yeah.
Not Kendrick Green at center, and not Dan Moore.
That's a third-round draft pick, though. It was resources. It was resources.
Trey Turner over at right guard.
Trey Turner was
maybe
that was a free agent signing. We spent some draft picks on it. We was trying.
Yeah, maybe we could have given him a decent offensive coordinator too. A guy that's not calling plays from the dark ages in Matt Canada. I mean, that maybe we just could have witnessed. Just took witness to what took place in Ben's last season. Said, you know what, he's not the problem. We got to fix some things. He led the league in game-winning drives. Let's give the man some help. He's not as mobile as what he once was, but obviously still got the arm. If we just give him an O-line, can keep him healthy, keep him upright, give him a competent coordinator that knows how to call plays in the modern era. Wow, we could do some damage. But we moved off of 7. Hashtag the sabotage. If you know, you know. And now we're 3-4 years removed from that. Yeah, he's comfortable podcasting. He's
killing it too, man. He's looking good.
So it's too late. It's too late for that. I tried to warn everyone back in 2021. No one wanted to listen, and now here we are. Could you imagine if we had 7 these last 2 years? I would like to see what our record was. Really would have. Go 9-8 with Kenny and Mitch. Then we go 10-7 with Kenny, Mitch, and Mason. Wonder what that would have been with Ben. Wonder.
Your boy KP had a lot of game-winning drives too, though.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's 7. That's 7. I mean, yeah, we ain't even to some of those points in some of those games with 7.
Gotcha.
Anyway, he goes on, says, give Tomlin a manager job, hire Flores to coach the team, bring in 86 to coach the receivers,
Ooh, yeah, shout out
draft a runner from Boise, 2nd round.
Genty, okay.
Wide receiver in the 1st round.
Okay.
He's not going to be in the 2nd round. Genty.
Yeah, I don't think
He's going in the 1st.
Yeah.
Although I told you, this is a good running back class. So you get good guys in the 2nd and 3rd, maybe even 4th.
But you like that approach to wide receiver in the 1st round?
As we sit here right now, yeah, we're going to have to. Wide receiver, 1st round. I think it's dealer's choice after that, really. See what we do with cornerback Dante Jet. We might have to take a cornerback early. Yeah, we'll see. I think definitely wide receiver, 1st, 2nd round. It's a must. As we sit here, I mean, if we sign T. Higgins, different story.
Quarterback not in the equation at all? Because I know you
guys.
talk about like the Justin Fields and Darnolds and like all that.
Not with these guys. I mean, yeah, I'd like to get Cam Ward, but we're not doing that.
So do you feel like you have to have what everybody says is the top prospect to?
I think after those 2 guys, it's a big drop off. Carson Beck ain't even going to the draft this year, and then it'd be like Quinn Ewers. He might even be hitting the transfer portal.
Yeah.
He'll be in the 2nd round. I think it's a huge drop off after those 2. I could be missing guys, but then it's probably
Because obviously it was
Like
Shador and
Ryan
Cam Ward are
Howard
the big
and
names.
Riley Leonard being
Yeah.
like the next crop right now
Yeah.
as we sit. Like
Because like J.J. McCarthy, when he came
I don't
out,
know.
was he viewed as like the top prospect? Nah.
I think he'd be in contention with Cam Ward and Shador
This year?
for the number 1 pick. Absolutely.
Okay.
If he can't, that was a big time quarterback class though last year,
Okay.
with Caleb and Penix, Jaden Daniels, Drake May.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't think outside of Cam Ward. I mean, I guess Shador. I think I like Cam Ward over Shador. I think he just has more pop. But outside of those two, and they're going top 5 at least.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be holding out any hope for any of these quarterbacks being the guy. Now, if you want to draft a dude in like the 3rd round, be the backup to Fields or something like that, go ahead. But I think
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because
I think you just roll with Fields.
people brought up Milroy. That was the other quarterback a lot of people brought up. Yeah.
I just roll with Fields.
Okay.
Absolutely. I would just roll with Fields over Cam Ward or Shador too. Like
Yeah.
I think he showed me enough in those 6 games to keep me intrigued. Plus, you don't have to trade all these assets to go get him. You can give him a little prove-it deal like Sam Darnold,
Mm-hmm.
and he's still young enough that, I think he's more, honestly, like he's more talented from a leg standpoint than both Shador and Cam Ward. I don't know if he's got the
What
arm
about
talent
Milroe?
like Cam Ward though, but yeah, I think Milroe's got more. It's tough. They're probably the same. They're probably similar styles. But what was even the question? Oh, you asked me you
like,
think that's the right
would you-
approach?
yeah.
Yeah. How about you? Yeah, I think you got to go receiver right now.
Yeah. Whatever it takes to get me a bona fide wide receiver 1. Not any of the play, not any of the let's speculate, let's talk about it, let's go the cheap route. I remember the Brandon Ayuk convo, the Devontae Adams convo, what we're willing or not willing to give up. I think if it's ever a scenario like that and I can go get a guy, go get the guy. Like, that's my approach with it. Yeah.
What about quarterback?
Exact same.
brought up quarterback.
I think I ain't gonna like my idea, but shoot, I'm gonna just stand on what I stand on.
No.
I'm gonna have full off season with Russ, and after that, man, I'm gonna go get me a wide receiver. I'm gonna roll how I roll like that, man. We don't gotta agree with it, but from my experiences, I know what I got in him, and I know how that works. So that's my approach. But I could definitely dig the let's go Justin Fields, or let's go Sam Darnold, or let's
I don't want
go
Darnold. Not at the-
Jalen Milroe.
Not at the price
Yeah.
he's gonna want.
Because
I
to
don't
me,
want
man, my
Darnold.
thought process is this, man. Everybody has like the different ideologies behind it, but mine is this, man. Russ didn't get the full training camp. Why? He was hurt. Russ didn't get the first month of the season. Why? He was hurt. So now we're talking about, hey, get on this moving train while we're trying to win games in season prep. Very different, but for, a lot of people, they just assume that, yeah, that's just an easy thing to do. It's like, man, the amount of time you missed, that's the big reason why Roman Wilson, it was highly unlikely towards the end of the year that he was going to get out there, because it's like, you've missed so much time, so much repetition. You don't get to just substitute that. That doesn't happen without taking the actual time. So to me, I'm like, yeah, the same way I feel like Justin Fields benefits if he gets to sit and stay in place and actually get the full time. I also think that Russell Wilson has the exact same type of impact if he sits there in place and gives himself the chance to actually get locked into this day, man. But that's my approach with it. I know everybody will agree with me, man.
Juice Bellamy, he says draft receiver, Emeka, Luther Burden, Juice Wells, Matthew Golden, Pat
Shout out
Bryan,
to Juice. Go Dukes.
Savion Williams or D-line, Tyleek Williams, running back Henderson, Ollie G, Caleb Johnson. Go Buckeyes. Here we go Steelers always.
There it is, man. Hey, shout out to the Steelers, man. Heck yeah. But nah, you got to get talent on offense, man. Until you bring in that, and I don't think it's a quarterback that I can go get that upgrades me. So until I can do that, yeah, get me a wide receiver, man. Give me some talent.
Brent Fox, I too am frustrated, but here's the reality. We are going to have to go through it, either 6 or 11 or 5 and 12 season to get to a Super Bowl win. No crying about it. Whatever it takes. I don't know if it has to take that, but it's not like I'm signing up for that, but it's just,
I mean, the problem is there isn't a guarantee on the timeline, right? We could talk about, yeah, man, and this example was 2 seasons of it. Cool. What if it's 5 seasons? What if it's 10? We don't know. What if it's you win one, but you don't win another one for another 20 years? We don't know. And for that uncertainty, a lot of people feel weird about it. That's why it's hard to come to a consensus with it, because there isn't a guaranteed for any of these. If you switch quarterback, does that guarantee you win? No. If you switch head coaches, that guarantee you win a Super Bowl? No. If you switch this, no. So you're either the side that wants to change it or you're the side that wants to stick with it, and both parties are going to look at each other kind of crazy, but both parties got valid parts in it. Hence the reason why we doing what we doing, baby.
Let's give you Dub. The organization from top to bottom needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror and figure out real changes, not just words, because the team is 2 or 3 more finishes like this of getting Pirates level apathy.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, we need to be looking hard in the mirror right now. I don't think it needs to take another 2 or 3 seasons of this. That would be, my God.
Because, I don't know enough about Pirates or baseball to the extent of what is the equivalent to the 10 wins you had postseason secured with a chance to win the division with multiple weeks remaining. But obviously postseason success-wise, we've been lacking, but we've already had Super Bowl success and an appearance under the same coach. I don't know if the Pirates, I don't know enough about them to know that. That's why I'm asking you. I know you Pirates, you Pittsburgh.
No, I think it's just the expectations for each of those organizations.
So less about the actual production of Steelers do win, Pirates don't win?
Well, the standard with the Steelers is the Super Bowls, though. So if we're not hitting that, Pirates, it's just it's a poorly run organization. The Steelers are a well-run organization.
All right,
we
shout
are.
out. I love
we
it,
have good
man.
Structure, all that.
I love it, baby. Heck yeah.
But
Heck yeah.
Don't lie to us then. Don't lie to us and say the standard is Super Bowls. Say the standard is mediocre. That's a different story.
Like I said, we got just different opinions, baby. I like it.
So in terms of apathy, I don't know
Yeah.
what's even the definition of that. Just kind of taking each season as a
Yeah,
joke.
they're gonna look at
I agree with him on that. I actually do.
Shout out, man. Shout out.
Yeah, if the standard is Super Bowls with the Steelers and we're just doing this, it's all right, that's obviously not what the real standard is then. Because we just keep doing the same thing and we're doing the 9-10 win thing and wild card and getting blown out by legit contenders. Whereas Pirates, they're just yeah.
I just be asking because we talk it as if the Steelers are the Pirates, but,
no, but it's
then
just,
we bring up that they're not. So I'm just confused. That's all. I get confused.
I get what he's saying, just in terms of you're just gonna get to that emotional state of, okay, here we go, another season. Yep, let's not get our hopes up. Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
The result we're looking for, what the ultimate goal for this team can be, is just it's not even gonna happen. So whatever. Yeah,
I don't like hope is what that sounds like.
No.
You just an absolute. Honestly, that's what it sounds like. It's like hope, the illusion of we got a chance. If it doesn't end in guarantee, we do not want that, because we clearly already have the illusion, right? We get the 10 wins. That's the illusion. You're in the postseason. That's the illusion. But because the 8
it depends
times
on
now
it
of not
depends on who
winning
you ask. It depends on, because I honestly probably because not me, the majority of my friends were just the season's over already. I told you, my one buddy, let's go watch the last game of the season. A lot of Steeler Nation
felt like that before the season started. Hey man, we're not going to win anything anyways.
Yeah,
so it's that's
people
what I'm trying to
people are getting
out,
more and more in that category though.
Okay,
100%.
So why do we get excited when we actually do win games and do get a chance to play in the postseason? Then is where I'm literally confused, because it seems like if you aren't guaranteed to at least win a Super Bowl or play in the Super Bowl, we're wasting time.
Yeah.
But
pretty
yet,
much.
when we go to the stadium, that ain't how I feel. When I talk to you every week, coming to these games, that ain't how you communicate. So I look at the chat. So it's like, we just because it's emotional right now, we act like it's suicide watch. But when it's actually happening week to week to week, we over here like, yo, we love this team. This team wins a lot. This team is actually good. So I'm just confused. That's why I be wanting you to talk.
No, but I talk about other teams the same way I'm talking about the current state of the Steelers. What do I say about the Dolphins? Until you're not winning,
the
sure, you can be relevant.
Dolphins don't have anything close to what
Cowboys.
we've had.
I'm just saying, either way,
we're apples to apples.
It's either way. You got Dak Prescott. You're not winning. You're not. 12-5, this and that. You're not winning. So I think that's where we're at with this organization. We're not winning.
12-5, you're not with it. You
You're
see why, to me, I'm just like,
you got Dak Prescott. You're not. You're paying him $60 million. How you got things set up right now? You're not winning. Dolphins, you're not winning. You could be relevant. You could make the playoffs, this and that, but you're not beating those 7 or 8 teams that we're talking about. And I think the Steelers are in that Dolphins, Cowboys category, Seahawks category.
But of the 7 and 8, only one has won it. and that's the Chiefs with Mahomes.
Well, we'll see.
We will see. We will see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because I'm just listening to all the other ones.
Definitely.
I'm waiting.
At least Ravens, at least Bills, at least some of these other, they're competitive. 49ers are competitive. We're not even competitive against those teams. At least it comes down.
Did we beat the Ravens this year?
At least it comes down to it seems like a million years ago. Finished 0-5. Something happened. I don't know what the hell happened here.
You catch what I'd rather you say it. When you say it, maybe it sounds different to me. Because I just feel like if I said that, I'm gonna be
obviously something started to click for the
crazy.
Ravens and Lamar. That curse is officially gone. That's officially over. They
because of the 2 games.
Yeah, they decided to. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Lamar has no problem against our defense. I'm not bringing it up again.
What about Derrick Henry? Because people used to swear about that
problem.
too, man.
No problem. Obviously, no problem against our defense. Found some out.
All right, I can dig it, man.
Let's go, UW. If life were fair, I think he's saying Fire Tomlin would get the same treatment Troy got at the end of his career, forced retirement. If life were fair, Tomlin would get the same treatment Troy got at the end of his career, and it'd be a forced retirement.
Okay.
Well, if Rooney and the higher-ups are legitimately thinking about moving off of Tomlin, we're not forcing a retirement. We're trading him. Like, that would be the stupidest thing of all time. Like, someone would give you, like, legitimate draft compensation. So,
and he has a no trade clause.
He does.
So it would be what he would want to do because of the proven track record. That's how he gets that in said contract.
If life were fair, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, what
is fair? Fair is a perspective. It's
a forced retirement. A forced retirement would be us firing him. And again, that's not it. You would trade Tomlin before that happens.
When we talk this fair, when we talk this force, when we talk all, I think all that is once again a person's vantage point. If you see it as that, then yeah, the same way you see it as sabotage 7, you got some people who are saying thank you 7, right? Everybody has this different perspectives on it.
I'm starting to think. I've heard some people talk to me about that take actually, and I think a lot of those thank you 7 people are coming around to what I prophesied.
There it is. Let me get a couple of these real quick, man. That came in.
They're starting to come to their senses.
Shout out to Greg Yeager. Says we've changed everything but the head coach. Hey man, baby, that's up next. Deke said that isn't this year, at least with Dulac, but maybe next year. We'll see.
It's not happening. No, there's no chance in hell.
And then Justin Gordon. Shout out to the homie Justin Gordon. We appreciate you being here today as well. He says, yo, fellas, does $18 million at free safety still make sense? He's talking about Minka Fitzpatrick. How you feel about it? Yeah.
No.
Why not?
I mean, he brought it just in terms of like overall impact. We're not getting $18 million worth of impact from him. He's playing good. No. Don't get me wrong, but I think just with how, the league is structured and with things very much catered towards offense. And just even in terms of impact positions on defense too, there's a reason why the top end for safety. I think he's the top end of $18 million. There's a reason people are paying the edge rushers more. They're paying the cornerbacks more. Yeah, that's the tough part. He's legitimately a good player. You run it back with. I mean, but I think everyone's available for trade. If you're getting a first round pick, you're getting certain compensation. So, I'm open to anything. I'm open to trading TJ. I'm open to trading anyone.
If we're getting first round picks, sure. Would just knee jerk Deke? Do you feel like Minka is first round value to teams at this stage?
I don't know. I don't know what he'd be worth. Maybe second, third round. I don't know.
Because he has a contract still. I
haven't seen a safety trade in a minute like that.
I'm with you,
right?
Especially with the big contract.
Jamal Adams.
That was probably the last one.
He got 2 firsts.
And that
he was younger.
Terribly.
Yeah, that aged terribly. I could see him going for like a first or second. He's older though. Middle of the contract. And that was kind of the deal. He's in the middle
of the contract, yeah.
With Seattle getting Adams. They were going to give him the contract.
Yeah.
Unless, I can't remember, did Adams get the contract already with the Jets? Either way, he got the new contract, the big contract in Seattle. Yeah, so that's probably something like that. TJ, yeah, he could go for at least a first, second.
Is TJ a couple first at this stage, or is he just a singular?
It's a good question. Being
stage?
31, I don't know.
What would you say? And he's under his contract already.
I don't know. Good question. 1 year left. That hurts it too.
People been bringing up nobody blocked him because of the whole Roger Rosengartner and the lack of statistical production that TJ had in the playoff game.
Last like 5 games, 6 games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm open to all of it. I mean, we ain't winning with them. So, yeah, I think we're at that point where anything's on the table. All right. As weird as it sounds, Pickens might be the one guy I make sure I keep.
Because he played receiver, right?
He played good. Yeah. He played good in the playoffs, and he's the most talented we got in offense. It's not even a question. Maybe Fields, but like it's the talent meets the production with Pickens at least. At least we got a certain level from him these first 3 years. Yeah, he's the one guy I would definitely. It's weird though with him because of the attitude stuff and the Pickens stuff. We all know. It's weird with him, but I mean, what is he, 23, 24 in his prime? That's one of the guys I actually kind of want to keep, but then is he actually going to reward your investment? Is he going to be that shining light for you in this rebuild, or if you're trying to turn the Steelers over here into something new?
Do you think he's ready for a rebuild? Emotionally.
Yeah, right now. You heard him in the press conference, yeah. Yeah. If it works, yeah. If we can get a whole new thing going and we're actually good, then I think he'll be fine. If it's not going too well, I don't know.
I'm scared.
It kind of might be an NBA type of contract for us, where you sign them to a big deal and then they're gone within the next year.
I'm like, I don't think that's ready for rebuild, bro. I think it can handle success. I think it can handle new contract. I think it can handle 10 wins, and it gets weird at the end of the season and you lose it in wild card.
So there you go.
I don't think it's handling
Pickens is even available to whatever.
Like, oh, God.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't care. I really don't. Yeah, it's whatever.
Salute.
Everyone but.
I'm listening. Is JPJ? Because I know people feel some type of way about him too, man.
If the offer's ridiculous.
What is a ridiculous offer, JPJ?
No, I think you keep JPJ. I think you keep JPJ. You keep Frazier. Outside of that, I'd trade either one of them too if the offer was ridiculous. I don't.
What about, is Broderick untouchable? Is Mason McCormick untouchable? Is Troy Fautanu untouchable?
Trade all them. Nah, we'll keep Fautanu.
Dan Moore, he's hitting it. He's gone.
We'll keep Fautanu because we're not going to get good value.
Pat
from him anyway,
Freiermuth. What about Muth? What's your take on Muth? How you feel about him?
I don't care.
Okay. All right. Darnell Washington.
Yep. Everyone's up for guys. Obviously, we're not making all these trades. I'm just saying if someone.
This is if you was like, I'd be like.
Everyone's
if
available.
you was doing it, because it's like we know how the team is.
Offers for all these guys.
Yeah, because I feel like, man, if we came here and we just simply said, "Hey, what do you think the organization is going to say?" We know. All right, they're probably going to sit still. They're going to make little changes here or there because they feel like they're closer than they are not. But we don't want to hear about their perspective. Sometimes it's like, "Yo, what's your perspective on it, man?" Because you got a perspective that is going to be different, you know? Yeah.
Boz is not up for trade. How about that?
Okay.
Outside of that, dude, I mean, I don't know. Everyone.
My man said we about to treat it like the college transfer portal. We might come out with a whole new 53 next year. All new heads out here, man. I don't hate it.
You know what? I'd keep Elliott.
I don't hate it.
I'd keep Elliott. Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Deshaun.
Yeah. He's a guy we could build around.
I'd say he was one of our best players on defense, man.
I'd keep Elliott, especially because he's only getting paid, I think, $3 million next year.
Yeah.
That's like there's no offer that we can get better than having Deshaun Elliott being one of our starting safeties next year.
Okay.
So I guess Deshaun Elliott, JPJ, and Frazier. I'm keeping around.
Everybody else.
I'd listen to some calls on JPJ, I think. And if the offer's crazy for Frazier, if someone really wants this. Although elite centers like that don't come on. Yeah, Frazier's off limits. We'll say Frazier, Deshaun Elliott, Boswell, JPJ, but I'm kind of open to listen to some JPJ offers.
But you're literally just open to picks for these players. Though,
whatever. If the deal's good enough, whatever. I don't care. Everyone's available.
You get all these draft picks, then what? Use money in the draft every time?
Yeah, that's what you're hoping for.
Okay.
Need something. But we ain't getting it done with what we got right now. We're paying these dudes big money. We've got a lot of resources allocated towards these guys, and it's not working. 10-7, 9-8. That's where we're at. So we need to change something up.
I like it.
Find a quarterback, change something up.
All right, I like it. I like it. Let me get this one real quick, man, because I definitely missed this earlier, man. The homie 828 Style. Shout out to you, 828 Style. But he says Mike T is. Oh, let me read that again, man. It popped up the screen. He says Mike T is the best motivational coach in history. Players love him and will run through a wall for him. The problem I see is he's not a great teacher of the game. He can get the best out of anyone, but he's behind the game in scheme, and he runs the offensive defensively. Okay, shout out to 828 Style on that, man. All right, how'd you feel about that, man?
I don't know. I could probably only speak on from the last thing he said, where he's talking about running the offense from like a defensive minded standpoint. I think that has kind of been the case over the last few years, and keeping things under wraps on the offensive side of the ball, just trying to make sure we don't turn the ball over, stay conservative, and like win games that way. And I don't think that really helps with an offense and development.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take chances if you want to get either players or segments of your team to that ultimate goal. And yeah, I think we've been playing it too safe from the offensive standpoint.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that. Yeah, I agree with the last part of it.
Like sometimes you gotta quarterbacks gotta throw picks. Quarterbacks gotta be making mistakes. But yeah, the problem is, Tomlin wants to keep winning at the same time. So I think that's part of why he's been less apt to letting the offense open up over these last few years with us not having Big Ben here.
Yeah, 1,000% the case, man. That's what I said. I agree with the end part. I think it's cause and effect, though. I think you run a offense with a defensive mindset when you're trying to win games and you don't feel like you have the personnel offensively to get the job done. When you're questioning the overall consistency of quarterback play, running game, right, wide receivers, separation, catching the football, etc., I think all of those factors lead you to taking more of a defensive approach on offense. Man, keep it small. Don't kill me. You can't turn the ball over. We're going to lean on this high-paid defense and ultimately get us out the stadium. And we know, regular season-wise, no matter what our feelings are, the numbers back that approach does work. Hence the 9 and 10 wins that we, minimize. And there's nothing wrong with that from everybody's different perspective on it, but that is the reality of it. So now when we're talking about the other part of it, though, the X's and O's, the motivational part, heck of a motivational coach, even better X's and O's guys. I understand not everybody is privy to that because not everybody has been in the room with this dude, man. I'm blessed. I got a chance to be in there with him for 4 years, extra means and everything included. Yeah, you're not going to find a guy to me that knows his X's and O's better than him, whether you're talking just defense or big picture stuff as well. Defense, offense, overall scheme. How do we want to situationally attack certain things, man? So that's just my experiences with it. I know everybody doesn't have the same experiences. And everybody got a chance to share the locker room with this dude and hear his teaching. Not everybody has had a chance to actually sit down and talk X's and O's with him. So what we might hear in passing from a commentator, and we think that is like groundbreaking to Coach T, that's like, yo, we've been on that. You know what I mean? So that's why, from my perspective, I don't agree with the just motivational part. And I also got a lot of like former teammates as well that would back me on that. So like I said, not everybody's going to have that opinion because not everybody got that experience. So I could definitely understand the other like view of it. You know what I mean? When it's just simply, man, all I see is the rah-rah. So I got it. Like, definitely do. But shout out to 828 Style, man. You know it's always love too, baby. Let's get it.
Let's go, UW. So Smith was brought in to make our run game better, right? So why did we go from 4th in rush success rate of 42.1% last year to 35.8% this year with what was supposed to be an upgraded O-line?
Yeah, how'd you feel about the O-line, though? Were they a better group? Were they a healthier group? No. Number one, you don't have your first rounder, Trey Fautano. That was the guy you drafted. Didn't get did you get 2 games with him tops this season, if that? Let's see. You start Zach Frazier. Heck of a job by Zach Frazier. James Daniels, who's supposed to be your high-end right guard. You lose him, 2 games, 3 games into it. So you got Mason McCormick out there. I guess fever dream was Troy would be your right tackle. Broderick, who you drafted in the first round, was supposed to both over to your left. But we saw that never got a chance to materialize. Regardless of skill, we were missing in action in terms of Troy's availability. So we could have said all the stuff we wanted to from an optimistic standpoint, but from a factual standpoint, where was the personnel upgraded that would make us believe that this was supposed to be so different based on the upgrades? If you actually got a chance to see the upgraded offense line out there for the whole season, then yeah, I'm 1,000% with you on everything you brought up. But when we gloss over the injury part, and now we're looking at this personnel, but having these expectations, me personally, I just have a hard time connecting with it.
Yeah, I mean, either way, the offense
wasn't good.
Reverted backwards at the end of the season where it mattered most.
Yeah.
No matter how you want to slice it. Run game, blocking for Russ's play.
All of it
Smith's
goes
play
hand-in-hand.
calling.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was just can't ask. Rico from the 4, if Arthur Smith leaves, Josh McCown is the guy to get. He's one of the main reasons Sam Darnold had a Pro Bowl season.
Shout out to Josh, man. Actually, man. Josh, former dude, too, man. Like Josh, man. He been doing it for a while, man. Played for a while, and then doing his thing coaching-wise, at least coordinator-wise. No. Is he officially the coordinator up there? I don't know if he got the official coordinator spot. It was just QB coaching it. I'd have to look.
O'Connell's calling all those plays either way.
Yeah, it's the Bieniemy and Andy Reid.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. If Smith leaves, if we fire him or something, get someone like that, get someone under the McVay, Shanahan, O'Connell, whatever, LaFleur, whatever one of these offensive coaching trees is out there. Grab one of those guys.
How many of those guys under the trees have got Super Bowls, won Super Bowls when they left? Because we bring up these trees all the time. I'm like, I know Doug Peterson was under the Andy Reid tree, if I remember correctly, and he won one. But I'm like, Zach Taylor, he lost his Super Bowl, AFC Championship. That scenario,
yeah,
we know with Joe.
They're in a better spot than us, though. They actually have something that's trending in the right direction.
Okay.
Of we can beat these other teams. We got a Joe Burrow. We got a guy that knows offense. We're not there. We're not there. We need that. We just had a whole conversation. We need a quarterback. We need an offense. Right?
I'm with you, Eric.
Are we getting? Do we have any hope of getting that right with where we're at right now? It doesn't seem that
the
way.
only reason I had laughed, you said they had it right. I was like, they ain't even make the postseason.
They had it right. When did I say that? I mean,
you just said that they have it right.
They have it. They're trending in the right. They actually, they're in the right spot. They're in a better spot than us. Yeah. A team like the Bengals, even though they missed the playoff, they have the quarterback. They have Joe Burrow, and they got a guy that knows what he's doing on offense.
Okay.
They fired their defensive coordinator. Like I said, he's overrated.
Yeah.
So yeah,
respect.
It's kind of like with them, everything's looking up.
Okay.
No, I mean,
you said that it's a team that didn't even make the playoffs, but the team that did win and did make the playoffs, they're terrible.
They have Joe Burrow.
You catch what I'm saying? I'm supposed to
they have Joe Burrow, and they got a guy that knows what he's doing on offense.
So just say they got the quarterback there, baby.
I'm
you
saying
know what I mean?
I'm saying it's both. I mean, it's not just that though. Too. I mean, because we have to get that's the other thing. We got to get the quarterback.
Which one would you say is more important, the quarterback or the coach?
It's the quarterback, but you also want a guy that knows what he's doing from a play calling standpoint and has that offensive minded approach that can get the quarterback in the right spot as well.
Okay.
Because not every dude is gonna be Joe Burrow out there. Not every dude is gonna be Josh Allen. Where's the guy that could take a Baker Mayfield and have him play above his means?
Is Baker beating Patrick Mahomes, Lamar,
My bet's
Josh.
against it. No, my bet's against it. But
So what are we saying then? We're just talking in circles.
you're at least in a better spot than
It's the
where we're
illusion of
at.
a better spot, but the finished product is still the same. You're saying Super Bowl or bust, right? We're not looking to just be good. We're not looking to be competitive. You've done an excellent job of outlining that, and the chat supports it as well. So we're past 10 wins. We're past being relevant. We're past winning divisions. We're talking Super Bowl. So does Baker Mayfield beat any of those guys in this convo, or are we just wasting time again?
Yeah.
Wasting time again.
I'm
with you.
I mean,
I'm with you.
Brock Purdy got to the Super Bowl, man.
Did he beat Patrick Mahomes?
He didn't.
So we wasting
But
time again.
You know
All
what?
right.
That's further than what we're getting.
That's fair.
I'm telling you that. Yeah, like
How did San Fran do this year?
I think your chances are better.
How did San Fran do this year?
I'm talking about what they've been doing though. With like Brock Purdy, they got to the Super Bowl. That's way
They
more
got
success.
to a Super Bowl with
way more
Jimmy Garoppolo as well.
That's way more success than what we've had over the last 7-8 years.
Okay.
With that approach, with Shanahan and
it was just that
having the
approach, or
average
was it
quarterback.
like we spending a ton of money, right?
What?
And they got firepower. They spent a ton of money, but they got firepower. We don't have that. Let's not do that. We know our firepower ain't matched their firepower.
we're just spending it wrong. I don't know. I mean,
That could be true.
let's
That
not
could be
act
true.
like we can't be doing that.
We
kind of
could.
stuff.
Yeah.
But Shanahan has something in place where he could take a Jimmy Garoppolo to the Super Bowl. He could take a Brock Purdy to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We don't have anything like that. And that's kind of my point. At least I think you can have better success with that, and just hope and a prayer of
I could dig
we
that.
got the structure, we got the system in place. If we got one of these quarterbacks, can they catch a little fire? Can they have this once in a career type of season like we're seeing with Sam Darnold in a way?
Yeah.
We don't got that.
And I think that is very true. I would agree.
So you got a better chance of beating the Mahomes or beating these other teams if you have the coordinator in place. Obviously, if you have the guy as well, but you can elevate some of these talented guys that have, I don't want to say failed completely, but have been looked over and have like second wins to their careers. You're saying like Malik Willis with the freaking Packers.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a coincidence he's up there in that Packers scheme with Matt LaFleur as opposed to the Titans and whatever the hell they got going on down there.
Matt LaFleur is employed too. He's a head coach.
Yeah, I'm not, what do you mean?
I would just say he's employed. He's a head coach. I was like, yo, I got you. Like, he's a good coach. He's a
That's
head
one of
coach.
those guys,
Like, he's a good dude. Yeah.
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 What else we got here? We got a lot of chats.
Heck yeah, man. Let me get Greg Giger because this was an earlier one too. He says, what should give us confidence in top offensive free agents being interested in joining this regime's philosophy?
Hold on, say that again.
He says, what should give us confidence in any top offensive free agents being interested in joining this regime's philosophy? Because we bring up like the
That's a
different
fair
free agents
question.
and stuff like that.
I
Yeah.
think it's a fair question. I do think it's fair. I don't know what the faith level would be, where it should be.
Okay.
3 seasons in a row. Kind of the same stuff. Different quarterbacks, different coordinators. You bring in Ben Johnson, different story.
And from your perspective, why is that?
Look what he's doing with the Lions and their offense.
Would you say that Ben Johnson would be a bigger draw for free agents than Mike Tomlin? As it currently stands with the
talking
Steelers.
about
with the Steelers.
offensive. What's he saying? Offensive weapons.
offensive
right?
weapons, right? Yeah. If you're a free agent, you're
For
a marquee
offensive
guy.
weapons, yeah.
And I'm
Ben
offering
Johnson.
you $10 million regardless if it's Coach T or Ben Johnson. You're getting the same money either way. Are you choosing to go to Ben Johnson or are you choosing to come to Coach Tomlin?
With Ben Johnson, if you're talking offensive weapons, I'd say Ben Johnson.
Okay. Respect.
I would.
Respect.
So yeah, you're talking what, receiver, running
Yeah,
back,
he said
right?
offensive weapon, yeah. But Ben Johnson's the head coach. That's his team, man. You go in there, all right?
Yeah,
Cool. I like it, man.
yeah. I think you would have more faith that you can get some production.
Yeah.
You can be involved in an offense in a legitimate way.
Respect on that. Absolutely.
Wait.
Shout out to we got a 50
I'm
ball that just dropped
kind
in
of
too,
over the
man, with
place here,
Farron
dude.
Bradford.
I'll
man.
be
You
honest.
good?
Like,
Farron
you
Bradford
might
just
have
dropped
to carry
in.
this a
Farron
little bit.
Bradford just dropped in. You get Farron. We good.
Because we're talking and these are jumping.
It's all good. It's all good, baby.
So yeah, what do we want? We
We'll
want to
get
read this
Farron because
51?
Farron just hit the 50. Yeah, we'll get him first.
He says, commit to Justin, trade or sign a receiver, get healthy at O-line, maybe find a tight end, number 2, or actually use 80 in the passing game. We need athletic playmakers at DB and D-line. We need beefy run stoppers, not hybrid pass rushers. Personnel, philosophy are the problems.
Okay.
Not a bad approach.
So we want to be physical, but athletic and have more to playmaking. All right.
I just want to get better. That's all I know.
I mean, better is like a loose term, though. Like, what are the specifics that you want to improve?
Well, I went over the plan on how to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what, because I am highlighting. I think we both are highlighting the offense and the quarterback a lot. The defense needs to get better too. Like the defense has been, it's inexcusable. It's
the highest
terrible.
paid. Yeah.
Not even that. It's like that's what Steelers are supposed to be. At least this physical defense. No matter what, we should be able to make a game ugly because of the defense. But that hasn't been the case at all. Not in these playoff games and not at the end of this season. So. Yeah, we could talk about getting the offense right, but then, maybe you're just at a point where you're the Bengals, and that's not necessarily going to cut it either. I think you're in a better spot, but you still need the defense to be at least average, at least halfway decent.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought the Bengals defense did get to like that point at the end where, top 20-ish, feeding off the offense's momentum, because they won 5 games in a row, but they weren't that way for the majority of it. So... yeah, just get better. I mean, something's got to give here.
All right. Ain't nothing wrong with that, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Got the homie Red. Shout out to Red also, man. He says, I want to thank Big Ben for being a hater and telling us weeks ago the truth about this team. He did say pump the brakes at 10-3. A lot of people ain't want to listen to it. He did say it, though. Shout out to Ben. Shout out to 7. All right. Official Momentum also says something's gotta change.
Okay, I could read some of these. I'm up to date.
All right.
Right, that's what I just said, official. A2A Style says, Mike T is the best motivational coach in history.
That's one we just said. Yeah, we just said that.
Read that.
Yep,
Okay.
Should be the next one official. Yeah.
He says, hey, Moats and Deke, how are you? Congrats to TG.
Shout out to TG, man. Mr. Defensive Coordinator at Norfolk State University, man, with the homie Mike Vick. Down in the crib, 757. Love that for the homie, man. Yes, indeed.
Reggie Martinez says, we're officially in football hell. Yeah, I mean, we're getting there, kind of. Like, if it's, I mean, it's purgatory. Whatever you want to, it's not on the right side of things. He says, bring back Rudolph and draft a receiver in the first, running back in the second or third, 14-2-2, 2 and 3, all gone.
There it is.
Heavy run team, QB game manager. Why are we getting rid of 2 and 3? Listen, I'm bringing back 2. Get rid of 3 is fine. Get rid of 2 and 14. I'm fine with those 2 coming back.
Hey, man, y'all hit that like button.
I don't know how much I'm paying Pickens.
Don't forget to subscribe.
My God,
y'all
that's
going to
be a headache
Jesus.
this offseason. We know that. Who knows how that goes. But it sounds like he wants Kirk Cousins.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out.
No, he said he wants Mason. He said he wants Mason.
Yeah, he said bring Mason back.
Rudolph.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. As long as it gets us a championship next year, man. Just, get us the championship, baby.
James Jennings, welcome to the upper room.
Hey, shout out to James Jennings and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Donovan Bicklehop, Tomlin's approach on offense is to play, not to lose, rather than playing to win. You don't get to the Super Bowl that way in 2025.
Unless you have the personnel, one way or the other. You got to have the personnel. It's cause and effect, man. As it pertains to the defensive approach of not to lose offensively, when you have the offense or the pieces on offense that can shift that, then it'll shift. That wasn't no issue when it was 2014 Killer B era. It was never a question with that. But the personnel reflected that as well. Whether we're talking about talent and also the amount of resources, whether we're talking first round picks or free agent spending or even secondary, third level contracts, that's all on offense. So we don't, or at least from my vantage point, I don't see it as this is a one-dimensional coach, because it's already proof that he's more than that. We talk about this era, we talk about that era. So we already have proven that he is flexible with that. But if the personnel doesn't reflect that, you got to do what you got to do to stay relevant and win. Otherwise, if you get too isolated on one scheme, you get those 4-12s. You get those bottom outs that we see by a lot of teams, and that's why them coaches end up finding new employment or getting on with their life's work, man.
Not gonna lie, I'm not excited for the future of this team. They really need to fire everybody, trade pieces, and start over, but we know they won't.
It might be good that they don't. It might be good that they don't listen to, like, the masses. There's been multiple times where we've been wrong as the masses as it pertains to some of the decisions that they have made, and, we don't fault them when they get it right. So we'll see if they can keep getting it right.
Jeff H., our problem is offense. It's been offense. We need to stop pretending, admit that much, even with Ben, offense was a problem. And why is that? I say O-line.
O-line's been a part of it, man. It's definitely played its part. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not exclusive to the O-line, but it's played a part. Yeah.
Richard Arbizo, trade the house for J.H.
Justin Herbert.
Yet he's a terrible playoff quarterback.
Yeah. How'd you feel about Herbert?
Tough performance.
Has that changed your perspective on Herbert? Second tough performance we've seen in the postseason from him?
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Because he had a 27-point lead versus Trevor Lawrence.
I think Staley was just terrible. But yeah, I mean, sure. I guess you could say back-to-back tough. Change my opinion on him. I would take a chance on him though. Still, I would. I wouldn't take a chance on like a Trevor Lawrence. I think Herbert's still in that. Like Jordan Love had a tough playoff game too. I think he's still in that. He was banged up, and he's still in that category of future guy, or even like guy right now. I think that can play with those other dudes. He's not on their level just yet in terms of season in, season out production, but I think the talent speaks for itself for both of those dudes. Okay. Herbert, obviously more production than like a Jordan Love. But yeah, I would. I'd take the chance, man. I would.
So even though Trevor Lawrence has had two different head coaches in the past 3 years, none of that matters either? Because he had Urban and then Doug, and both of those guys have been fired.
He's just been worse. He's just worse than Herbert. If you're asking me to trade for a guy, I'd take Herbert. Okay. And then if you're talking about, because Lawrence's contract is, him and Herbert are the same deals. I think it's like $50 million or something like that. I think you're just getting to the point between like a Fields and a Lawrence. It's like, what? I don't know. They both need to prove more. Either way, I'd rather just stick with the guy in house. Whereas Herbert, he's way more proven than Fields. Yeah. Up to this point, not to an extent
though. Trevor Lawrence is more proven than Justin Fields as well.
Season. He had the one season.
It's still more proven, regardless of like we can minimize it. It's still the fact is it's more proven. That's why he got the contract and why he's still technically in Jacksonville. Whereas we obviously know with Justin Fields, we're still trying to see, all right, are we going to commit to him, or is he going to hit the market, or what is that whole song?
That's not a bad point. If we wanted to do the Lawrence approach, trade for Lawrence, I'd want to see Ben Johnson here because I don't know. The appeal with keeping Arthur Smith and doing the Fields thing is just the continuity. Yeah. So I would rather just do that than trade for a Trevor Lawrence. Okay. But if you're blowing it up anyway and have a Ben Johnson here, then maybe the door opens up a little bit more to a J.J. McCarthy, a Trevor Lawrence, some of these outside, even bringing in like a Kyler Murray or something like that, just because of like the offensive philosophy of Ben Johnson and just where he's at, where I think he can elevate some of these guys to a better spot and get the offense in a good spot as opposed to just what we got going right now. The saving grace is the continuity standpoint though for rolling with Fields.
I respect that. I could dig that. All right. Let me get this next one, man. It's the official Momentum. Shout out to official Momentum showing love. And he says, Ambition at Rivers Casino, 8 p.m. January 24th, 2025, Radio Tokyo. Shout out to the homie Ambition, the kid. All right. And, of course, official Momentum as well, man. All right. Should be tons of fun, I think.
Yeah, it's tons of fun. Just keep everything the same.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, hell no.
But to say that's just not. I get it though. For some people, it's like, hey man, I'm tired of the back and forth. You know what? Just leave it all the same then. Or I'm tired of the back and forth. Blow it all up. I get it, man. Just one way or the other. I ain't got the extreme element with that. To me, I'm like, I think the answer is a little bit with in between that gray area, but I do think it still stems heavily on quarterback and wide receiver. I think you need more in that. And there are a couple ways you can go about doing it, but yeah, I don't think the absolute this or absolute that is going to get it. But like I said, once again, I don't anticipate you or anybody else. Like, this is me, exclusively me. This is how I feel, not anybody else.
Eddie Martinez says, did I say football hell? We are in trouble.
Man, when football hell is 10 wins and we keep losing in the postseason, man, I love it. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, it's no matter what way you want to slice it. It's
a
purgatory or a hell. We're getting close to the hell, I guess.
There it is.
We're not on the right side of things.
Heck, we're way closer to that. Yeah, we're way close to that.
Jeff H., I'm not worried about the defense. We can fix that, but the offense needs the attention. The guys on D need to make up for our offense all the time. Stop, bro. Top, bro. I don't know what
time
he's saying.
Of possession.
Time of possession, yeah.
Because we get crushed in time of possession. But that's mainly because offensively we don't sustain. But part of sustaining it, you got to have more talent to make some of them plays. When things get tough, when you're looking at them and we're saying, hey, man, who's the guy that can make this right regardless of they know what this is or they don't know what it is? But how do we have that guy that's the force multiplier, the guy that your scheme can't be right? We saw it in the postseason this weekend with some of those unicorn type dudes at the position. It matters.
Joker Moats, what would your game plan be for next season?
Oh, all right. I'll say it again. Yeah, to me, I'm bringing back Arthur Smith. I'm looking at TA and I have questions depending on who I could bring in. But at the same time, I still feel like I got major issues personnel wise defensively. So I'm looking at restructuring a ton of big name contracts. Yeah, I got to restructure a lot of that because I think that's the only way that's going to free up the money that I need to go get me the wide receiver that I want. I don't think there's a quarterback out there that's going to give me better play year wide than Russell Wilson based off of all these different dudes, regardless of the speculation. I don't believe in the speculation. I don't believe that guys are going to magically get better. Sam Darnold I like a lot, but it's still people that don't want to marry Sam Darnold, even with everything he did in Minnesota.
Gotta see what he does tonight.
Because they're bringing up also, hey, man, you got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison over there. You have a Kevin O'Connell. It looks like, yo, you got all this stuff going right for you, and that's what it takes for you to be good. Can you actually win it all, though, with that? Because if not, then, yeah, we're still in the exact same place. So until I could identify which quarterback I can go get, I'm going to pause and say, yo, this is my vibe this year. I'm going to get me a wide receiver that is bona fide. I don't care if I got to trade up in the draft. I don't care if I got to go trade somebody to go get him, but I have to get me a legit playmaker. And, yeah, with GP, I pray that he's all aboard. If not, I'm not trading GP for a cornerback. I'm not about to do the DJ for Dante Jackson thing. Nah, but I would go and get me another wide receiver that's just as nice or in that class to go ahead and replace that. But that's what I'm doing, man. From there, probably got to make some moves offensive line wise, man. And yeah, but that's my approach, man, especially defensively, man. I got to restructure a lot of that stuff on defense, man. It's too top heavy, and I don't feel like I get the same return on my investment. I can have a top 10 defense, and top 10 defense doesn't give you the same production as top 10 offense. It's the reality of it. You could be a top 15 quarterback, and that matters more than a top 5 safety. You could be a top 7 or I ain't say top 7. You could be a top 10 quarterback, and that counts more than being the best outside linebacker in the league right now. The proof is in the pudding. So to me, I got to make that money reflect that. So that's the approach I'm taking with it, man. And then from there, man, we'll see what we look like next year. And if it's still the same, then yeah, now we got bigger changes and bigger different directions and stuff like that. But that gives me even more info. And to me, that would give me enough time to fully exercise all of the stuff that I feel is warranted for Coach Tomlin. Because once again, to me, 10 wins is not bad. 10 wins is not atrocious. 10 wins is not purgatory hell or any other defamatory or word that we want to come up with to sell this narrative of we don't want this guy here anymore. We could just say we don't want the guy here anymore. And I think that that's an easier push than, hey, man, 10 wins is good. 10 wins is mediocre. 10 wins is average. Because the league will tell you that that is actually not the case and it's not even close to being the case. So I can't just make a crazy move off of that. But if I could do all that stuff that I just listed out and I still get the exact same result, as much as I'm still going to look and say, yeah, you still ain't have your quarterback, by then I'm like, yo, it is what it is, man. But that's kind of my approach with it, man, because I've seen too many times this is the hot name coming out. Let's go with him. Oh, this is the new hot coach coming out. Let's go with him. And then they get to their position. Arthur Smith was one of those guys as well. And he was the hot name as the OC in Tennessee. Then he gets to Atlanta, and it's like, oh, what happened to the offense? People weren't overly critical of Atlanta when Arthur Smith was there because of the defense. No. So you got playmakers, you're not getting on the ball. You got playmakers, and they're not being productive enough. Part of that is because when you become the head guy, it's more than just scheme. It's more than just, can you draw up a fancy play? Mike McDaniel is one of the dopest dudes in terms of drawing up X's and O's stuff, but he sucks in terms of overall leadership of a team. That's why a lot of the people in the Miami situation complain about it. That's why you hear some of the, yeah, man, he don't got no control of this. I could try the fines, but it just doesn't really work. You don't never hear Coach Tomlin talk like that. Why? Because he understands how to lead men. He understands how to run a organization. So that's how I would handle it. But once again, my experiences are drastically different than a lot of people's experiences. So usually that's why I'm used to being an outlier with said opinion on it. But that's how I would operate.
In terms of the quarterback, not interested in Fields over Russ.
I said what I said. No. And the reason is, as much as I want Fields to develop, as much as I want to see that, if we keep this hard stance of all I care about is my Lombardi, Justin Fields does not get me closer to the Lombardi next year than Russell Wilson. Regardless of the feeling. And that's fine. You can have a different opinion on it. And that's cool. I promise you that's cool. I don't expect you to agree with me on everything I'm saying.
The talent
you do.
Say anything?
If you do, say you do. I said what I said, and I said it with conviction, because what I say, I speak from experience. So you speaking from your experience, you feel like he can. I'm speaking from mine. I feel like Russ gives me the best chance next year.
All right.
I ain't against it. Like I said, man, I want Fields to be successful. I think that he has a ton of room to grow. But at the same time, I understand the situation that we currently have here. And it's you have to win right now in order to have any jobs going forward. And if that's my approach, if I'm Coach Tomlin, I'm not about to play with no optimism of, can this dude do it? Absolutely not. I'm going with the thing that I've already seen do it once, been to another one, and at points in times this year had everybody in here talking about, man, I'd pay Russ 30, I'd pay him 40 maybe. Until it fell
sounds like
off.
playing it safe then.
As
opposed to taking a chance to get to the Super Bowl.
You can say what you want. So think about it this way, right? You look at what I just said and you say playing it safe. You can say what you said and I can say, oh yeah, you're just an absolute idiot for that approach. We could both do the same because we don't agree with it. But I don't. I just simply say, all right, that's your approach. I could dig it. I don't say you playing it safe. I don't say you being overly reckless for no reason.
No,
I just say, yo, that's your approach.
It's because you brought up just Tomlin being focused on saving his job as opposed to getting to the ultimate goal.
So you're focusing on wordplay of saving job. When I say saving job, I mean if you don't win a championship, your job is in question. Why? Because you and all the Steelers Nation have done a great job of showing that 10 wins isn't enough.
Embarrassing playoff losses.
You have already said that 10 wins isn't enough, so we're past regular season success. We're past division championships. We are seeing Super Bowl or bust. So if that's the approach, I'm going to operate like that is all I'm saying, baby.
Not exactly. Yeah. Just show me something. I mean, this was a big game.
You can't say show me something.
Show me something that we're going in the right direction.
No,
we got a
you want a Super Bowl
to win a Super Bowl. To win a Super Bowl.
Not.
Because that is the ultimate goal. I'm not saying we automatically are going to get it next year because there's 31 other teams. There's 32 teams in this league.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. Just show me we're going in the direction to get to that point, to get to that ultimate goal.
So that's why I said for me and you, we just have different perspectives on what that looks like. That's it. It's all right. That's why I keep prefacing it over, because I know I'm going to say certain things that not a lot of people are going to agree with. And that's all right. And there are going to be these that you say that, who knows, people will or will not agree with. But either way, it's all right. It don't make you wrong or right. It's just how you would go about it. And that's why I keep saying, how do you feel about it? I'm not trying to talk over you and tell you my approach. No, it's like, yo, how would you go about it? Because I know what I would do. But I'm outlier in this.
All right, we got Greg Yeager. If they keep Tomlin, is anyone else worried about it getting uglier than it needs to be with his legacy?
There's always a chance for it to get worse. I think, the past couple of years will show that. I remember it was a time we said O-line can't get worse when Pouncey had this snap over Ben's head in that same playoff game. And since then, it's been a lot worse. So, yeah, it could always get worse. Absolutely. In terms of his legacy, yeah.
Jeff H., in that Eagles game, I guess he's saying that apparently where the S wasn't greater, they gave the O a couple TO. What did they do with them? Exactly, offense is the focus. I'm trying to decipher this.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. And that Eagles that apparently were the S wasn't greater than the O. Or maybe he's saying the defense wasn't greater than the offense. A couple T.O., Terrell Owens, and what did that do with them? Exactly. So what he's saying is this. Maybe he said during the span when the Eagles kept losing in the NFC Championship, it was like 3 years in a row, they brought in Terrell Owens and then they went to the Super Bowl. That was the year they lost to Brady. I think it was his second or third one. Early
I think he said something about the timeouts in that Eagles game.
Oh, never mind. Then maybe he's saying that. I don't know.
Use of timeouts.
All right.
That would be my guess.
Or is he saying turnovers?
Who knows?
Because Knight Rider says turnovers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shit, I don't know, man.
Jeff H says Ben was there for those losses just as much on him. I mean, the whole team didn't play up to snuff in any of those games. No,
hey man,
the whole team.
We already had that talk. You did a great job of taking 7 out of the equation and pushing everybody else in front of it. So I'm like, I know how you feel, man. Listen, I got it. You told me, man, 7 versus the Jaguars had 500 and all the other stuff. I got it, bro. You said he played great. I got it.
He did enough for that offense.
So that's why I was like, yo,
that team from an offensive standpoint to win that game. Defense.
He said what he said, bro. He said what he said. Yeah.
I mean, it's still about the team. Like Tomlin's overseeing everything, though. Still, everything else wasn't good either. Yeah, Ben didn't have his best playoff games the last 2, Chiefs game and the Browns game. But those defenses were bad. I mean, I don't know. Just from a whole team standpoint, coming out flat and looking unprepared. That's all part of it as well. And now we're on to being 3 years removed from Ben, and it's same stuff. Thomas the common denominator. So, tons of fun says, why win Super Bowls? Moats says we are good.
Hey, you got it. Oh, and shout out to AJ Martinez. He says the defense is dying on the vine. We need to be a running team to save the defense. Our JJ needs to join the team. LOL. We are going to be, or he says we're going to be 10-7 if we are lucky. Now, or JJ needs to join. Oh, he's saying or JJ Watt needs to join the team. But he says we're still going to be 10-7. Or he says we're lucky if we get to 10-7. All right.
Yeah, we'll be around there. 9-8, 10-7. Tons of fun says hope in one hand, shit in another.
Hey now, there it is.
See what? Let me know if I'm missing any here.
Oh no, we solid.
Let's get you dub. A winning season in the bare minimum modes. We shouldn't applaud Tomlin for accomplishing the bare minimum.
Who said we were applauding him? Don't speak for me. Speak for yourself now.
AJ Martinez says, do it the Cowher way. Good O-line. Good defense. 3 good runners. A quarterback game manager. We're in a cycle. SOS. Same old Steelers. Losing to bad teams.
Not losing to bad teams. We're losing to good teams, the elite teams.
Yeah, we only had one.
I'm about to say, let's clarify. If we're going to do it, let's do it the right way.
The Browns Thursday night game. I think there's only one Tomlin loss.
If we go do it, let's do it the right way now.
James Skicka, how about the scenario, gentlemen? Arthur Smith gets a head coaching job somewhere else. We get Big Ben as our new OC. I hope we can keep Russ and Fields, just get a strong receiver in the offseason. What do you think with 7 back?
How would you like 7 as the OC?
I think he should just be a player coach then. He'd boot Russ out of here, honestly. I think he would. Russ is too much of a contemporary for him to be coaching. So, yeah, I think he'd stick with Fields. Because if he's playing Russ, I'm sure that is in the back of his mind.
Still buttoned up for him, man.
No. I think he's going to see Russ out there struggling the first half and say, oh, my God, dude. Well, we're about the same age. I could do this better. Let me pull Russ's ass out of here. I'll take over in the second half. I don't see that. I don't see Ben being an OC. I don't think that's his vibe. I don't think he's going to be getting into coaching. I think he's just chilling, drinking beers, and
I'm about to say, like, he enjoying life, man. Heck yeah. It's a fun way to live. I hope he keep enjoying himself, man. Unless he want to come out there and get in that coach ranks, then, hey, man.
Yeah, dude.
We're seeing multiple dudes, man. Obviously, we brought up Vic. We know her. Deshaun Jackson. He's another one of them new cats, man, just hopping into us. So you got some options, man. Prime time doing his thing. It's plenty of players that are transition to the coach. No, he said he want to stay. I think he stays.
You think? Mm-hmm. That could get interesting. Because I saw something recently that said he's intrigued. He's more intrigued than ever. Well, obviously, the Raiders have a coaching opening, so that makes sense. But,
and it's got to be his son. I think if all that works, if his son's going to be there, I think
they didn't tank good enough.
Well, you just got to move up. You can move up now. I don't know what their draft situation looks like in terms of resources.
I think the first 2 picks, it's the Titans and the Browns. None of those quarterbacks want to go to either of those teams.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's bad on bad.
That's rough, man. Yeah, they got to pull a Manning. The Sanders got to pull a Manning in this one.
Who you think goes first though? Because Cam Ward, I think.
For me, I like Cam Ward better.
Yeah, but I say people still talking about Cam.
Just from a player standpoint, I think Shador. Just from the outside looking in, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but like I think Shador's set up more ready for the pros, given his background, being Deion's son and everything. But I think Cam Ward's he's just flat out right, like the better player, better prospect.
Yeah. Yep. To me, man, I see it. It's not full on this, but it gives me like Brady Manning vibes. Like I feel like Shador has more of that Brady cool, calm. He'll figure it out. It's just smooth. I think with Cam, it's like, yo, that is talent. That is like you can really build around it, and I think it's less risky. But both of them dudes, though, man, they both gonna go in some bad situations, realistically.
Cam Ward,
man. I was about to say it's bad either way, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I would take him first, honestly. Okay. I think Joe Gerber says, what is your solution to these problems, Moats?
Man, I was with y'all. Blow it up, man. Yeah.
Good to see you coming over to our side.
Yeah, there you go. Just blow it all up, man. Heck yeah.
Greg Yeager, screwed a Super Bowl. How about a playoff win, Moats?
Nah, man, blow it all up. I'm with y'all. Don't that. Yeah, I ain't about to fussing with y'all. Hey, blow it up. Blow it up, and then maybe we'll see what happens after that, man. Yeah, but blow it up.
Tons of fun, says Deke. Don't sweat it. Moats will defend Tomlin. Also, from a player standpoint, positive record is a good season. Why change something that sells?
Nah, man, bump that. Blow it all up either way, man.
Joe Gerbis, in all of these losses.
Hey, tons of fun. Would you rather? I think you would show up anyways if they was losing. If the team only had 2 wins, y'all gonna show up anyways, right? Deke, would you still show up if the team won 2 wins?
Well, apparently, I'm not showing up at all. I haven't been to the game all season.
This is also true. But you would react to it. You would talk about it. You would follow the storyline, right? Even if they won just 2 games, correct?
I want to get us to the Super Bowl. That's part of the story.
So I'm like, man, shoot, man, I'm with y'all. I'm not playing. I've already done my bid. So, yeah, I'm with y'all, man. Blow it up. Yeah.
I do think there's, if we're, we got 2 wins, 3 wins, there's going to be less people in the stands. I think the numbers are going to be taking a hit, depending on what the headlines are, the certain intrigue is, and I think the draft's more interesting if you got the number 1 overall pick or the 2 overall pick, 3 overall pick.
Yeah, I like interesting. I like just we can see what it is. I'm with y'all. The draft is fun. I like the draft. And Jamal McCullum is asking blow up what?
That's how some people built their teams.
And McCullum said blow what up? All of it. Coach, ownership, players, training staff, practice, all of it. I don't like anything about it. In fact, relocate it. Instead of being on the south side, move back to the north side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All of it.
No, we are on the north side.
Oh, my bad. Well, practice is on the south side.
Practice is on the south side. I think there's talks about the stadium going to Cranberry or something like that. That'd be stupid. We got a stadium in a perfect spot.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, Cranberry or Wexford, right? We got time, though. We got time. Acrisure still got a couple years left on their deal. Yeah.
The stadium's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect where it's at. I don't want any of these new stadiums either. It's just there's no character. Heinz Field's got a certain character to it. There's only a few of those places left. Lambeau.
But that's old school. Are we trying to change, or are we trying to stay stuck in the past?
Well,
Lambeau is very old school and
that's
outdated.
fine. And you see,
It's very old school and outdated.
Staff is. They got
But it is
before.
very old
That is
and
not,
outdated,
that's not
man.
indicative at all of what you do with your coaching staff or how you run things.
We need a philosophy change. It starts top down. And a lot of people bring
There's
the
nothing to
Roonies
do with
up.
the stadium.
The Roonies make all the decisions, so they break. So it's, yeah.
There's nothing to do with the
Oh,
stadium.
that's crazy. Now, D, what? Don't stay old school on the stadium, man.
The
Give us
stadium's fine
I
to
want
stay
the
old
Charger
school.
Stadium. I want the Ram Stadium.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I want
it's
new.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's cool, but not as much character. Lambeau was my favorite field we went to of all the fields. I guess it's the oldest one.
Yeah.
Sure, right?
You only got an individual seat, Lambeau. It sucks. We hate it. It was terrible.
No, I liked it. It was my favorite stadium I was at on the road. I don't even know what the next one would be, to be honest.
Because the next oldest one would have been Buffalo.
We went to a lot of new ones, yeah.
Yeah, Buffalo's next oldest
Place was
because
kind of a dump.
AZ is way too new.
I've been to the Brown Stadium.
Yeah.
AZ. Niners was cool.
That's
It's
that's
kinda
brand new
plain.
stadium too.
It was.
Yeah.
It was kind of plain though. It was just out in the middle of nowhere.
The
No
old because the
scenery.
old one used to have like I want to say like flags and stuff up there, but yeah, the new one was a little different, but it's way more spacious.
LA was state of the art
was
for
bougie.
sure.
Yeah, it's high
But-
end. Even getting down into the field, we're like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah.
Maybe it's just LA. Maybe I'd say LA for the second one. Out of the ones that we
Because
just
did we
named.
do any South? Did we make it? I don't think we did any South that year, did we?
Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna
Lambeau for sure top.
say, Lambeau was fire. Lambeau was fire.
Cardinals wasn't bad. Cardinals was a little just more chill. Some of the others.
It was just a ton of people at Cardinals. Ton of Steelers fans at the Cardinals game. Ton of Steelers fans out there. Yeah.
Browns had it honestly kind of had like a Heinz Field aesthetic, like it just AFC North. It's
It's
cold.
old school. Yeah.
It's cold. It's this double deckers. I think they were built around the same time, which makes sense.
Serious. Okay.
Yeah, they were. I think they were 2000, 2001. We were the same.
Yeah.
Right around the same time. They got those stadiums, so that makes sense. I feel like it's built very similar. Just doesn't have the open end like ours, but that open end at Heinz Field is closing
It's
up.
magic, man.
It's closing up.
It ain't all the way closed
it's-
just
yeah,
yet.
not all the way. It's
Yeah,
getting there,
it's gonna be open-ish.
It's getting there.
All right.
Yeah, keep it open. Joe Gerber says, in all these losses, they put belt to our asses.
No, I'm with you. Facts on that.
Red Moats said first sign while ignoring the playoffs.
Huh? No, I'm with you, man. All of it sucks. Playoffs trash, regular season's trash, coaching staff trash, players trash, all of it's trash, man. I'm with y'all. I promise, man. Hey, blow it all up. I ain't got no skin in that game, man. Y'all, that's what I be realizing. I be talking like I still got skin in the game, Deke. I have zero skin in this game. Y'all not about to make me look like I'm the poster boy of that. Nah, man. They suck. Blow it up.
AJ Martinez, seventh career was wasted after Cowher left, and now
There it
TJ's
is.
career is being wasted.
Mm-hmm.
We win a Super Bowl without a superstar quarterback
Yeah.
if we have the coach and the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going back to what we were talking about. That's no guarantee either with, Shanahan, Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay type of stuff. But I think it gives you a better chance. Definitely does. Greg Yeager, Moats sound like he grew up a Cardinals fan.
Hey, now. I like it, baby. There it is. There it is.
I know for a fact that's not true.
There it is.
AJ Martinez, run the ball, manage the team, keep the superstar quarterback on the sideline, and play good defense. Football, hell. I love our Steelers, but the team is predictable.
That's fair. No, that's all legitimate. That's real. 12th Wonder had dropped one earlier, too. He says, 2 things can be true. Tomlin is a great coach, but the approach needs to change. I'm on board with keeping the head coach, but changing how, in all caps, we operate. Make the head coach evolve his philosophy. Gotta learn. I don't know how you feel about that one.
I mean, yeah, sometimes things just run its course.
Yeah, man.
Like, Tomlin can still be a good coach. We can have good things going here as an organization, but sometimes it's just time to move on.
There it is.
But it's not happening. So, Tomlin's going to be back, so we'll see what happens.
But there's always next year then, because it's going to be the exact same. So it's always next year.
That's unfortunately how most fans are thinking right now. Most people are thinking.
We shouldn't change that thought process, though. We should lean into it.
Being the exact same? Hell
So
no.
that way it gets us to fire. It gets him fired. It gets the first round exit. We ain't got to spend all January hoping and lying to ourselves. We just get it in, get it out.
It's just another wasted year. Then I think that's the point. Like we need to start getting things going, in the right direction.
But this is the first step to get it in the right direction. You got to go through the waste or the bad. Yeah.
No, right. I think the case to make the change right now is valid. It's as valid as ever. So if it happens, if it's just 9-8, 10-7 again. You're like, that's why we said we should have moved on. It's just a wasted season.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so since you've already said, like Jerry Dulac said, it's not going to happen this year.
Not happening.
So that's what I'm saying. We should just be ready for, let's get to this point next year. That's all I'm saying. Like, why even do the whole lie to ourselves of roster building and even optimism if we're saying at the top, man, you got the same dude. We're going to get 9-10 wins, first round exit anyway. That's all I'm saying. Like, it just, to me, that seems like we're wasting time more than wasting time of the process. It's like, waste time anyway.
No, wasting time is just running another season back and doing the same thing. It's definition of insanity.
No, but you got to do that to that way for Mr. Rooney. He'll be like, all right, I've given it more than enough time for himself. All right, I'm ready to move on. It can't happen if he doesn't feel like he's ready for that because he's the one who has the skin in the game, right?
I'd rather us go undefeated and win a Super Bowl. I don't care how it gets done. I don't care if it's with Tomlin or not. It's just I don't think it's happening. I don't. But
so that's what I'm saying. So at least the expectations going for next year, 5 wins max, right?
No, it's 9-8, 10-7.
All right, respect.
9-8, 10-7 again.
But shoot, man. Then after that, though, we for certain will be getting a new coach. So we'll be good.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
We good.
If it plays out like that, I actually don't know.
Well, it might take 3 years. Then if it takes 3 years, however long it would take them.
Well, it's insane. It's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
Or it's called the journey. And for the person that makes the decisions, Mr. Rooney, if he feels like I need to see 5 years of absolute trash before I move on from him, then he's giving it the 5 years. It's the journey. Sometimes we would have just like jumped to the end of it. It's like, we got to go through the process. We got to go through the journey.
It's been 18 years.
He's had a lot of success in Mr. Rooney's eyes. You brought him a Super Bowl. You've been back to a Super Bowl. You've had relevant seasons back to back to back to back to back.
That was in like what, the first 3 or 4 years of those 18?
I'm just throwing it out there from Mr. Rooney's standpoint. Like, he was the guy that, did you know who Coach Tomlin was before he came to the Steelers? No, right? A lot of people did not. So Mr. Rooney was actually the first guy to even believe
like Ben
him.
Johnson would be if he came in here.
So hear me out then. So if Mr. Rooney was the first person to actually believe in this coach, the first person when nobody else believed in him, and now that he's took that chance and it's led to all of this, doesn't it make sense that he's going to be probably the last person to move off of him then? If he was the first person to actually endorse that?
I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
I think it has a lot to do with
contract extension.
No, I think it has a lot to do with it.
Offseason
so why do you give him the contract extension? Because you believe in him. Because you were the guy who went and found him.
I don't know if I think it was his father.
All right, babe. You got it, babe. I'm with you.
I guess that's just
I'm with you, man. I'm with you, man. Heck yeah.
I mean,
you right. Hey, you got it,
baby.
baby.
Moved off of Chuck Noll. Patriots moved off of Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
It isn't. I mean, sometimes things just run its course. It's not this deep thing.
We said it's going to happen. I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you. We're just talking about the timing of it and why a Mr. Rooney might not be as quick to move off of it than you are. That's all. Or the fan base. That's all. Because for us and fans, we don't have skin in that. We didn't hire him.
I'm sure they have a great relationship.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
so
he's been working together with Rooney.
So when we throw insanity and all of these other words, it's like, is it really that if we actually put ourselves in that position? No, it's not. It makes sense. It's logical.
I think there's a human element to it. But if you're talking about trying to win Super Bowls, if you're talking business, then that insanity cliche is valid.
Hey, respect, man. Hey, respect. That's why I said blow it all up, baby. I'm with you.
We'll see. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I hope we go 17-0.
Shoot, I hope you're right. I want you to be right. I like when you're right. I hate when I'm right. I want you to be right.
No, I just want to win. And
then AJ Martinez says the best teams in the playoffs are running teams, is what he said.
I don't know about that.
Who would you say is not a running team? Let's go there.
Maybe balanced teams is more appropriate. They can run the ball. I wouldn't say the Bills are a running team. I wouldn't say the Chiefs are a running team. Baltimore, sure. But they got, literally two of the best runners at their respective positions. They'd be stupid not to. But Lamar Jackson's passing has been really good.
They
can beat you multiple ways. All these
Yeah.
teams can beat you multiple ways, and that's kind of why I hesitate to just say running team. Whenever I think running team, it's almost like Derrick Henry when he was on the Titans. When Adrian Peterson was on the Vikings.
I
And
say, do we just call the Ravens a running team? Like,
no, I don't.
Yeah.
They could beat you. They are a running team.
They run
heavy
but,
approach, but
yeah.
they also have a ton of passing yards on the season too.
Yeah.
With the Rams, Stafford. Yeah, I mean, Kyron Williams is running the ball good, but they also have Stafford.
I know people brought up Buffalo, but
Nacua
James Cook had 16 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, I know he's been playing good. I don't consider Buffalo a
a
running team though. You see what Josh Allen did against the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it was a
James
threat
Cook
through
had
the air.
100+ on that too, though.
You beat you multiple ways, and then you got Lions. They're run heavy.
Sonic
But
and Knuckles, yeah.
I've seen Goff light it up this year through the air.
Mm-hmm.
They got good. I mean, a lot of these teams got some pretty decent offensive lines. Maybe that's like the common denominator.
All of them do.
Philly, maybe I'd say running team with them.
Okay.
Outside of Hurts's game against the Steelers, the last 4 or 5 games, they've really struggled through the air and really had to focus on Barkley and Hurts's legs.
Will we say our offensive line is better than any of those teams you named?
No.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
All right, AJ Martinez says they're only bad teachers, not bad students.
Hey, now. Chicken versus the egg. I'm with you, baby.
Who came up with that?
What, bad? Probably a student. No, probably a teacher. Just, because everybody is, if you do something as a collective and you have to, work with a lot of different people with different skill sets and you're trying to get a common goal, you learn is less about pointing the finger and saying what you're doing wrong, and it's more about looking in the mirror and saying, how can I help? How can I improve the situation? And I'm sure whoever came up with that statement was probably in that mindset, man, because typically that's how it works. Versus when people point fingers, which we see a lot of, it's the reason why a lot of things don't get accomplished. A lot of things get started and fail because it's like, people can't handle the adversity. They can't be accountable. They can't, do the things that are viewed as not right or not the trend. So,
Kai Bat says Mike Tomlin made the decision to move to Russ.
Yeah. A lot of people weren't on that decision. Remember, there was a whole ordeal behind that. I get paid the big bucks to make that call. So, I mean, shoot.
Well,
I supported it. I was doing it before he made it and when he made it and after he made it. So,
I mean, if you're doing the hindsight 2020 thing, I think it's fair to question that with how the season ended.
Yeah.
At least we could have got a full season development from Fields. Got some insight into that.
Shout out, man.
If how it ended, 0-5, and this ugly loss to the Ravens. Sure, it's hindsight 2020, but
that's easier. So that's why I like hindsight 2020.
No, it is. It's fair to question it though, given that Fields was 4-2. Could we have finished 10-7 with Fields this year? I don't think that's a stretch.
Unfortunately, we'll never know.
And then you at least get to see what you got in this dude. That was a former top 11 overall pick, high upside, all that stuff. Where's Russ? Yeah, he's 36, turning on 37. Doesn't seem like he's getting any better. 50 yards at halftime. We got AJ Martinez.
How did the second half play out? Just curious.
Yeah, I saw some nice plays from him. I did. But that's not good enough. A couple nice plays in the second half after you're down 21-0. I don't know.
All right, I'm with you. Like I said, I was definitely tripping, bro. I'm with you.
Going 0-5 in the last 5 games, and
there it is. Get it off your chest, Deke.
Playing worse than what Fields was doing in the first 6 weeks.
There it is. Make yourself. Hey, get it off your chest, baby.
I'm just telling the truth.
Get it off your chest, baby.
Just telling the truth. Fields through 6 games, 10 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Hey, you got the. Hey, heck yeah, man. Shout out to Fields,
what did Russ
baby.
do over these last 5?
There it is.
Not as good as that. So, what are we doing?
I like it. It's apples to apples. I'm with you, baby. Heck yeah.
I mean, just talking about Russ versus Fields here.
I said I'm with you. Isn't that what you want to hear? That's not what you want?
When did I say that? I mean, I don't know. You just keep saying
no. What I'm asking is this,
kind of like just as a joke.
No, you're taking it as a joke, but that's you internally processing it that way.
I mean, you are
being for real. No,
I mean, you are.
The reason I'm being for real is this: I could talk about my energy on it, and I've already done that. So when I feel like we're not gonna see eye to eye, it's just like, yo, I can keep mine to be. It ain't that big of a deal. So that's why I'm like, yo, I do get what you're saying, and it is valid from your eyes. So I'm not saying it sarcastically. I'm actually being legitimate.
Okay.
I do agree with you. If that's how you truly feel, yes.
Whatever.
Yeah, if that's how you truly feel, I do agree with you. But don't feel bad about it. Say it with conviction is all I say, man. If
feel
you
bad
believe
about it? What am I feeling bad about?
Because you said that you thought I was being sarcastic,
I mean,
and I wasn't. I'm verbally articulating my feelings about it. That's all.
You're like mocking it, but whatever.
Once again, I can only tell you what I'm telling you. You process it how you process it.
It's fine. It's fine. If we don't agree, it's whatever.
That's what we said at the beginning. Because I'm with you on it, Deke. Trust me, it ain't
not
there.
You say, yeah.
So
don't,
when I
don't
so
say
when
you're
I
with
say
me, but
this,
you're disagreeing.
It's
you obviously disagree.
I feel like if I say this, you react this way, people react this way. If I say this, you react this way, react that way. It's like, yo, how do you want me to react that? When I say this is wrong, if I say this is wrong, you're telling me how I'm feeling, and I'm trying to tell you I'm not. I'm explaining it to you, like verbally give you the words, baby. But once again, it depends on how you take it.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure where to go from that. We got AJ Martinez says, "What have you done for me lately? League 10-7. Nah."
That's what it is. 1,000%. What have you done for me lately? It ain't been enough.
Tons of fun. Moats asking Deke for answers, but Moats just says, "Let Tomlin cook." Shit has been burning. Doesn't mean you're bad, but can't keep doing that.
So once again, tons of fun. You're taking an approach like Deke is taking. You're trying to tell me what I am telling you. And that's not the case. I've told you exactly how I feel about it. You internally process it how you process it. And now you're projecting what you are internally feeling. That's not what I've said. Not once. So I would just tell you once again, I've spoken how I feel about it, baby.
Joe Gerbis joined the upper room.
Shout out to Joe Gervis, baby, and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We got the homie AJ Martinez. He also says it's the cool uncle environment. No.
AJ Martinez says 10-7 or 15-1. A loss in the playoffs is still a loss. Yeah. Yeah, we had a chance. Like, that's the thing. We had a chance after the shitty end to the regular season.
Yeah.
Had a chance to right the ship, flip the script. I feel like we just made it worse. I think we solidified some of the conversation going into that wild card game as opposed to flipping the script.
But is that necessarily a bad thing if it gets you closer to what you want, which is big change?
I don't necessarily want that. I just think that it might take that to get to our ultimate goal.
So
I want to win.
Preface it this way: the reason why I say the reason why I keep saying is that what you want is because the consensus from my perception has been we want change at head coach, we want change at coordinator, we want a change, and I am with you on that because we don't want to keep losing in the playoffs, especially in the first round. So that's why it's like, yo, all right. If we're already saying that Mr. Rooney isn't going to fire Coach Tomlin based off of what just took place, the only way to get the ball rolling towards big changes, because the consensus surrounding Coach Tomlin, as you've done a great job of explaining, is hopeless. We're 10 wins, 9 wins, first round exit. That's what it is. So to refrain from insanity, which you've also done a great job of breaking up, how do we change that? You got to stop rooting for them to actually do well. You need them to bottom out. You need a 4-12 season for Mr. Rooney to say, you know what? This has officially run its course. So why is it that when I've brought that up multiple times, y'all laugh it off, oh, you casually blow it off, but yet we keep saying, this isn't enough. You doom and gloom the whole time we've been in here. But yet when I say, okay, how do we get to the ending? You don't want to go that way. I'm confused by it.
I'm not running the team.
But that's why I asked if you were, though, because we know Mr. Rooney's running it and we don't always agree with his approach.
Yeah, I said based off everything I've seen up to this point, I'm ready to move off of Tomlin.
Yeah.
I wanted us to win this game. I wanted us to be playing against the Chiefs this weekend.
Yeah.
Really did. But I saw us down 21-0 at half and coming out flat and getting out executed, out coached, all that stuff. Looking outclassed. So what do I do with that information? I said I'd be willing to move off of Tomlin.
There it is.
I think, yeah, we're just at that point. Based off the playoff failures over the last 8 years, combined with how we finished the season, it's tough, man. It's tough. Tons of fun. Besides Fields or Wilson, I don't see one free agent that's must resign. I like Najee and Warren, but without a line, we need money for that.
Hold on. Did he said Fields or Wilson or Fields and Wilson? Actually, I cannot see your super. Where are you at? There you go.
Hold on, I'm out of.
Oh, there it is. I got you right. All right, so you say it. Besides Fields or Wilson, I don't see a free agent that say must sign. So the way Tons of Fun is articulating it seems like he includes Russell Wilson in that category of a guy that he would.
Jalen Warren. Going back to my no trade. I'm not trading Jalen Warren. He stays.
Okay,
absolutely.
So Jalen Warren, we keep him.
He's a Steeler, absolutely.
But yeah, Tons of Fun said Fields or Wilson, as if he's back and forth on which one he wants to go with.
Yeah, I'd roll with Fields.
Okay,
I'd take a chance with Fields, see what he's got. If not, then yeah, you really hit the reset button. 2026.
All right, I could dig that. I could dig it.
I like this one from Clip U 109. Says trade for Joe Milton.
How you feel about Joe? Is that the answer for you?
No, we ain't.
I was going to say, man, some people like it. They say he's the unicorn, man. Do some backflips, strong arm, fast.
I mean, I'd take a chance on him. I'd take a chance on like A. Rich or something if we had Ben Johnson in here.
So if we don't have Ben Johnson, right?
Fields.
He gets the job somewhere else. Arthur Smith gets somewhere else. Are we hopeless?
Go get a Josh McCown or something like that.
Okay.
Go get someone off, one of those trees. See what he's got. At least Ben Johnson knows how to run an offense. He's proven that. Whereas, like with McCown, it's just like, okay, can you and Fields figure this thing out together? Yeah. That's what we're going off of. At least with Arthur Smith, there's that continuity. I think that could benefit Fields.
Yeah.
And hopefully benefit Arthur Smith, depending on how Tomlin approaches it. If he could just let Smith take it over, I'd be really intrigued with that. Get another receiver or two in here, like you said.
Gotta get some firepower on the offense, man. Yeah.
Hopefully Fautanu's ready to go. I don't know what you do with Broderick. Yeah, line should be fine next year. Like on paper, I don't know if Sayamalu's back. We might have to figure out left guard. But yeah, Frazier, another year McCormick, because we're obviously going to move off of Daniels. McCormick will start right guard.
Broderick will be at left.
Well, I don't know.
Yes, you do. Yes, he's the first rounder. Nobody wants to pay Dan. Let Dan hit the market. He'll get paid elsewhere.
I don't know. We'll see.
Why?
We'll see what they do.
Broderick's the first round of bed.
Fautanu are definitely starting now. Yeah, a couple pieces on the O-line. Actually, you know what? We might have to draft O-line second round. O-line receiver early in the draft.
Why do we got to draft O-line again? Because I'm looking at the Cincinnati Bengals.
I don't know if Sam Allen's back. Is he?
I don't think. I got to look. I don't think, though. Because I feel like him and James Daniels were up at the same time.
Well, Daniels will be up this year anyway. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Sam Allen might be up. Yeah, that's why. Maybe you get another.
McCormick started a lot this year. He wasn't no first or second draft pick, man.
Yeah, he played good.
Yeah, Dan Moore started how many years for us now? He won no first or no second round draft pick.
So maybe just to replace Sam Allen, just get another young guy in here. Get another lineman, but I mean, you might have to trade Broderick or something. Get another left tackle in here. That's not happening either. You're right. To your point, that ain't happening. But he's definitely up for trade.
Yeah, because it's like if I'm a team, am I trading a first for Broderick, a second for Broderick? Like, doubt it. Could be off though. I could definitely be off.
Yeah, it might not be worth it for us to trade him.
Yeah.
12th Wonder, let's give Khan time to fix his roster. The recent playoff failures may be a product of our previous GM. Maybe. To a degree. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think some of those teams towards the end of Ben's tenure were as good as they could have been with, free agent and off-season acquisitions.
Yeah.
Obviously, the way I talk about everything taking place, but
it's all good. Oh, we got a couple in here, man, that came in before them. Let me get those real quick. Let's go, UW. He says Cam Sutton and Connor Hayward need pink slips. Dang, go. He said both of the boys got to get got. All right. Whew. I'm just move up. Maximus says the reason our defense lacks consistency is that they're on the field significantly more than offense. This leads to exhaustion and injuries. All right, I could definitely see that as well. Andrew Cavada says, why didn't Elandon Roberts play much with all the Ravens and their runs? To me, I don't know. I mean, I think that's something that you could question Terrell Lawson about, right? You want to put something on him, put that on TA, man. Because obviously we know that it wasn't like they were trying to kill us from a passing standpoint. I have like my reasons of why I would think they would take the approach of playing more Peyton Wilson and Patrick Queen if you're trying to get more athleticism out there, because the approach in the game was send the outside linebackers and make them take out Derrick Henry, crash the run every single time. So if you're doing that, I don't need my inside linebacker that can sit there and be a run thumper. I need an athlete that can match Lamar on the perimeter, like how we were trying to do at times with Patrick Queen, or at times we tried to do with Minkah Fitzpatrick. We saw those guys get the one-on-one opportunities in those scenarios, but ultimately just weren't able to execute the actual tackle. So I don't look at that and say scheme. I say scheme made sense. It's personnel just didn't execute it. But like I said, that's kind of how I see that one right there, man. All right, hold on. Got a couple other ones. Nell Bravo says Tomlin is overly loyal to some guys. The benching of Benny Bishop for Cam Sutton makes 0 sense. Least Benny Bishop made plays, and the misuse of Mike Williams also makes me nervous for how we would even use a new wide receiver if signed this offseason. All right. Did you have a hard stance on that one way or the other?
I think you give Cam Sutton a chance. Coming back, you acclimate him back in, but yeah, I think there's been some times with Cam Sutton being out there, defense hasn't exactly been up to snuff. They were playing a little bit better with Beanie Bishop, but we played some easier teams when Beanie Bishop was getting some significant snaps too. So that's all part of it.
Yeah, and I also think, man, when you don't get the full linear you're building each and every week, it affects you. Remember, Cam Sutton was suspended the first 8 weeks of the game or 8 weeks of the season. Can't be around. You don't get to practice. You don't get to do this stuff. So when you're talking about what might have been introduced or discussed in training camp versus when you're at week 8, it's going to be different. It's part of what I brought up with Russ. When you go no training camp because of the injury, then you miss the first 6 games because of the injury. The amount of reps, the amount of rhythm, the amount of communication, the amount of just time that you get with each other, you miss out on that. And to try to find that substitute in the middle of a season is very challenging at times, man. It's very difficult. And that's part of why you'll see the highs and lows. Some guys are good enough that, man, they can sustain it for a couple of weeks. And we saw at times with Russ, man, he looked good for a couple of weeks. We saw at times with Sutton. It's like, yo, you might look good here and there. But as a whole, man, there is no substitute for the reps. There isn't a substitute for that time. And unless you give those dudes that, they're always going to have the risk of up and down versus that linear consistency. All right. Xavier is me. Shout out to Xavier. He says, I believe in Tomlin. Hard to explain getting blasted in 5 straight playoff games, regardless of personnel or opponent. Is that players lacking fight? My answer to that is actually personnel and opponent does matter. But I also think that there were some people lacking fight as well. I think both things can be true. How'd you feel about that though, man?
I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I don't have much faith, but if we find a quarterback and we find an offense this offseason with Tom at the helm, yeah, things can be looking up. I don't know where I'm at in terms of my believability on that. But
yeah, it is.
We'll see. Yeah, if it's Fields and he develops, and that's awesome. Yeah, we found a guy. That's the goal in all this.
All right. Joe Gerbis, he says, so Bears and Browns execution is the issue. Can't Tomlin go wherever he he's got resources, right? Feels like he is fearful he has to tell him sick him instead of, whoa, I'm realistic, but what the F we doing for real? All right.
Next one I got tons of fun. Says, thought the saying was, doesn't matter how we got there, but how we finish. Not the other way around.
There it is. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We won a championship. How do we get to a championship? Get it. Heck yeah. David McLeod, that's the other one I had left off. My bad on that. Says, Mike Tomlin is a great coach. He just has to change his philosophy or wait until all his players grow where they can execute it. All right. See both of that.
Dub, name another good head coach that has a losing record against sub 500 teams like Tomlin has.
There it is.
I don't know.
Bad. Let's bring. I like when we focus on the not. Yeah, makes it easier to move on. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Mike Hood, salute guys. Everyone's still salty after the loss. I get it. Did we think we had a Super Bowl team this year? We have a very young line and other pieces on offense and defense still needs a couple pieces. Chillax. Nobody died.
You seeking comfort, Mike. You just an apologist, bro.
Yeah, I did think we were legitimately in Super Bowl contention. I did. Middle of the season for sure. Didn't expect us to look the worst out of literally all the teams the Chiefs played, though, when we went up against them on Christmas. I mean, same could probably be said against the Ravens. Like, we look worse than a bunch of lesser teams out there whenever they played against us. Like, it's just not it. Not it. 0-5. It's tough, man. Greg Yeager, TJ is our highest paid player, and he's a non-factor.
At least from a statistical standpoint, there wasn't a lot of impact there, yes.
Yeah, not getting the $30 million type of production we're expecting out of TJ. Doesn't help. Your boy Dev, with all the holes on the roster, what position should we prioritize? Running back, receiver, DT, cornerback, guard, quarterback. Moats, any chance Bills let Josh go for TJ Pickens in a first? Zero chance.
If that were to happen, we would love it. Yeah. But good luck. He said TJ GP in the first. Is that the going rate for a quarterback like that? That don't seem like enough, bro.
Not enough.
It's not close to enough.
I'd trade that for Justin Herbert.
I was about to say that's not even close for that. No, I'm good on that one, bro. I'm good on that one. Yeah.
I would legit Pickens,
TJ in a first.
I'd give them like 3 firsts for Herbert.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that ain't enough for one of them. No,
I'd do that right now.
Yeah, if you want one of them, that costs a lot, or you got to get lucky.
Call the Chargers right now.
Yeah,
do that deal. Try to make it a 3-way. Try to make see what Darnold does tonight. If Darnold plays good, do a little 3-way call. Vikings, Chargers, Steelers. Try to get it so the Vikings would be willing to move off McCarthy, move him over to the Chargers, and we get Herbert.
Yeah,
that's what we need to do. I'd give him that. Sounds like too much, but
until you have that quarterback.
No, I think Herbert is up there with it. He obviously didn't play good in the playoffs, but I've seen him too many times, like game in, game out, just like ball out and raise the team up above what they're really supposed to be doing. And this year's an example of that. I mean, they went from having the 5th overall picks, what were they, like 5-12 last year, to playoff team. Well, they finished 11-6.
Yeah.
Was it 10-7? I can't remember.
Was it? What did he do?
I mean, they were the 5 seed.
Yeah.
They were one ahead of us. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, not a good playoff performance by him, but every other game I typically turn on with Justin Herbert. Dude's balling out. Dude has raised up that Chargers franchise consistently through the course of his career with Brandon Staley and not a lot of other stuff around him. I'd take a chance on him. I would.
He tough as nails, man. He definitely tough. He played through a lot of adversity, man. A lot of injuries.
Yeah, he's the one guy I'd take a chance on. No matter what coordinator switch or coaching switch you make, I would just take a chance on him and try to get him to be the guy. Okay, we got quite a few more.
I say, heck, yeah, I was about to say, man, look, what we probably do is this, man. We're gonna read a couple. Screenshot the rest of these, and then the next show we probably get the rest. Cause I was about to say it's about to be 7 o'clock in this joint, man.
He says, "Do we think our staff and philosophy is outdated?"
I do, yeah. I personally think that you got to be a little bit more offensive. I don't think you can continue to remain top heavy defensively because, as I broke down, a top 5 edge rusher, right? And I say loosely top 5 because I believe TJ's still at the top of this thing. But if we want to just loosely say top 5 edge rusher, top 5 safety, and the impact they have versus a top 5 or top 10 level quarterback or top 10 level wide receiver. I just think that those positions offensively matter way more than the way that we're spinning with this defense first mentality. So to me, philosophy wise, yeah, that is where I would change it at. That's my big change. That's what I want to see. That's why I keep saying I want a wide receiver, because I feel like that's the change. It minimizes the importance of execution. I got me a guy that can go take the top off of defense. Now you can be as aggressive as you want because it doesn't matter about sustaining. I got a guy that, hey, if chips fall down, man, I can get him the rock. But until you get that, it's like, yo, what do you want to do to stay in the conversation each year? Do you just sit here and twiddle your thumbs till you get that guy? Or do you build everything up like we've seen, take this defensive approach of, yo, bring you in, rope-a-dope? Or do you try to fight with them knowing you ain't got it and you getting whooped every week and you're a 3-4 win team? But as a whole, definitely outdated.
How many more we got?
We got a lot in here. Holy smokes, yo. Y'all, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all definitely showing up today, man. All right, man. Hit that like button one time for the culture. Hit it for yourselves, all right? And don't forget to subscribe either, man, because y'all are going cray here, man. Like I said, we definitely got multiple shows this week, man. So whatever we don't get to today, I promise you, we're going to lead off with that thing on the next show, man. Holy smokes. Greg Yeager, that was the last one I had in between to get caught up. And he says, TJ, oh, no, that's one you just read. So never mind, we were good. It was Justin Gordon. He says, Justin Fields is what Lamar was in like his second year.
I don't know about that. I think Lamar won MVP in his second year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know about that one, man. Yeah.
No. He's just not. He's not.
Say Lamar different right now, man. But we've also seen Lamar develop. He's one of the rare breeds that actually have figured it out. Has figured out how to utilize legs and all the intangibles and put it together, and now he plays high-level quarterback.
I mean, that's the Fields archetype.
Yeah.
But we've seen late bloomers, that highly talented late bloomers. We're seeing it with Darnold. We saw it with Geno Smith. We're seeing it with Baker Mayfield a little bit with the Bucs. So, there's a way it happens. The question is, does it happen with what we got going right now surrounding Fields? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Alrighty. All right. You get this next one, and I'm going to just start screenshotting all these other ones that I currently have up here.
Sure.
And then we'll go from there. Yeah.
Let's go. UW says the defense was soft too often this year, not physical enough, and frankly suck at tackling. We become too enamored with flash and turnovers.
I wouldn't say enamored with or too enamored with turnovers. You can never have enough turnovers. But in the sense of the flash, I don't necessarily think that either. I think when I think of like flash, I think of the teams that do a lot of the smoke and mirror stuff. The teams that want to do the, we're zero blitzing here, we're blitzing there, we're blitzing all over the place, but we don't necessarily have the execution of the personnel to go with it. That's what I kind of think of in that sense. I don't necessarily think that was necessarily how we approach it. I just think, once again, when you don't have the guys that are playing the way they're supposed to, especially when it's the guys that you're paying to play at a high level, and they're the ones that are kind of giving you the things that you was bringing up earlier, it's going to put you in a situation where now you're scrambling. Now you're trying to figure out, what can I do? Whereas the guys that you had the plan to come in and do it at the beginning of it, because they didn't execute it, now you're stuck scrambling. So that's kind of how I look at it, man.
All right, is that the last one? You want me to read another?
Hold on, man, because this will give me enough time to just take this. I got like 2 more pictures of these joints. Bro, I did not realize this many of y'all was in. All right, yo, shout out to all y'all, though, man. God, dog.
Yeah.
All right. Yo, this is actually kind of crazy.
Shout out to the people.
No, facts on that, man. Facts on that. All right. I think I got all. Okay, cool. Got them all. Because I was about to say, bro, it's about to be 7 o'clock, man. Y'all about to get me jammed up with the wifey. Definitely ain't doing that. That matter way more. Can't get a show with the wifey. All right. But no, man, we for certain got to get into all these, though, man, because there's a ton more of these supers, man. So we will most definitely get back to these, man, on the next show, man. I promise you on that one. Deke, any final thing before we get out of here, though, man?
No.
Just fed up with it.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Respect.
Here we go, Steelers.
There it is, man. Yeah, it's the off-season time, man. So, yeah, I've seen how this goes, man. We will see how all this plays out, man. And, yeah, give you all the reactions and thoughts on it, man. So, hopefully y'all keep rocking with this, man. And with that being the case, man, like I said, man, we here all off-season, man. So, don't leave. But either way, like I said, definitely appreciate y'all for rocking with us the way that y'all have, not just on today's show, but throughout the season, man. Obviously, man, we know how y'all was on with us in training camp and everything in between, man. So hopefully, like I said, y'all stick with us, man, because we're gonna keep giving y'all content. But either way, don't forget to hit that like button one final time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And as always, until next time, baby.
Peace.